and we are going live, and it says we are live. Now we're just going to wait a few seconds while I wait for the live stream to pick back up. While we do that, so Sean, hey, do you like your impromptu logo that I kind of spun out for you?
I don't mind it. Yeah, it was fun. The colors are cool.
Okay.
It fits the vibe.
That's good. That's good. All right, you guys. Welcome to Saturday night, 8 p.m., 8:01 Pacific Standard Time over on the West Coast here. It is time for that RC Drift Talk show. Play it up on the emojis, guys. They float around the screen for a little bit. That's only if you want to, though. Yeah, so Saturday night, we do this thing where we get a whole bunch of guys together. We talk about RC drift cars. We talk about just life in general, what our progress is. If you're a shop owner, then things about the shop. In this case, we've got Sean here as our special guest. We've got Jose and Chris kind of sitting side saddle here as co-hosts. They've already been on the show. Sean hasn't. This is Sean's first live stream, so
I'm brand new.
We can harass him all he wants. Or all we want. There you go. All you guys want. Let's do that. But yeah, so in a few moments, we'll go ahead and just like get to the topic of Sean and all things Sean, but just doing a few announcements like we always do. Long time listener, first time caller. Right on. We also got some different names in the chat too. Like I know Mitch, RC Mitch. Hey, we got Mile High, Christian, and Pixel Heart. Oh. Okay.
Pixel Heart's my girlfriend.
Yeah. Okay. Announcements. Tandem Tuesdays are still going. Have they come to the final? Like, are we back to the finals for Tandem Tuesdays yet?
It's done. It's decided. I mean, it was decided 2 weeks ago. They just haven't had everybody there to actually do the podium yet.
Oh, like it's still going. Like finals happened or
finals happened, but
okay.
Last week there was nobody there, so I mean, we just ran fun battles and did testing and tuning. So hopefully next week when everybody's back from the Cali trip and Jose's got Tuesdays off now, so he's supposed to come through. We'll get a good crew going again.
I'm gonna laugh like at everybody that hasn't driven on like Japan tile yet, because it's just different enough where it's like it throws you ever so slightly. Okay, June 8th, which is next weekend, is the Slammed Enough show at the Portland Expo Center. Chris, are you gonna be in that show?
Yeah, I'll have my car there.
Right on. Bright and early. Chris is usually like the first car there. Like for the past like 3 or 4 shows, like
the car team that I'm on, our president, he likes to be the first one through the doors. He's just like that. So we're there.
Like I do think it's funny because like what was the last show we did? No, it was Import Expo.
Import Expo.
That's right. It's like we got in and I saw Chris pull in and it's like no one knew what anybody was doing. It was just kind of go here.
Well, it's a new venue, or the first time I've been to that venue, and a lot of people, and there wasn't a lot of direction. Nobody really knew what doors to go through. It was pretty loosey-goosey.
That's hilarious that you say that, because it feels like it's like I'm officially past generation of car shows. Like, because if that was your first event there, that surprises me.
Yeah, I've actually only been showing my car for about 3 years, maybe 4 years now. So.
Okay. Guys, how am I doing on the audio? DJ is here. Say hi, DJ.
DJ.
Spleen Machine. Yeah. Wait. Where are they at right now? I know that they were at A Main's new track.
They're at Rolling Garage.
Right now?
Well, they were a few minutes ago when I saw videos.
I know that they were at Pit Stop last night.
Yeah, Pit Stop last night, A Main this morning, Rolling Garage this afternoon. Rolling Garage looks pretty sick.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're all established, like, meant to drift RC drift tracks.
Their street course has like an elevation change. It looks pretty sick.
Hey, DJ, you and Logan should be asking people to be on the show while you're out there. I know Logan knows. Did you going back to it, we don't know any actual details for the car show yet. We just know that it's been confirmed, which welcome to our typical nightmare, I guess you could say. But yeah, nobody got back to us. DJ, no one did. August 2nd is S-Fest in Salem Fairgrounds, so that'll be a different one.
Yeah,
because usually the car shows, they used to have them at like the Volcano baseball stadium. Yeah,
I've never been to one there.
What's the Audi or the Volkswagen show? Waterland? Is that what it's called? I don't know. And then October 4th, 5th, and 6th, Super G Worlds. All right. Okay, so I'm trying to look at all sorts of different things here on like Thursday. Yeah. So let's get into it. Sean, we're going to talk to you. We're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about who you are. Chris has some interesting questions or topic ideas for you as well. So let's go ahead and just start off by telling us who you are, where you're located at, like in terms of where your home track is. And yeah, let's go ahead and start there.
Sounds good. How's it going? Yeah, so I'm Sean. I've been making these RC drift videos on YouTube for like a little over a year now. I'm in SoCal, pretty close to Super G, so just a couple cities over. So it's about a 15-minute side street drive for me when I want to go hang out over there. And if there's traffic, it takes about 30. So it's still not too bad. But yeah, I've just been having a lot of fun with the RC cars. I've been into RC cars since I was a kid. So that's not new to me. The drifting, though, is pretty new since last year. And I kind of started filming that because I couldn't find information for myself and I was looking for new stuff to build my car. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I just wanted to help other people in a sense, just kind of figure it out with me as I went and kind of dove into it. So that's kind of how I got started.
Okay. So as far as like where you got started, what was your first chassis that you had?
For drifting or for drifting, right?
Well, actually, no. Let's go back. What was your first RC car?
Okay, so my first RC car was a Traxxas Slash, a two-wheel drive Slash. The brushless version, though, so it was a lot faster. And my local track had an outdoor dirt track, so that's kind of where I learned to drive RC cars at first.
Yeah. What was your first car?
First hobby grade? No.
Chris, what was your?
Sorry, no. I was thinking, well, technically, first hobby grade car was it's a Red Cat Lightning, EPX Drift. So it was an all-wheel drive, belt-driven drift car from Red Cat.
Belt-driven.
But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's fun to bash around with it out in the parking lots and stuff like that. But besides that, I mean, I had that, and then got into crawling for a little bit, and then just jumped straight into drift.
What about you, Chris?
I had the MST RRX.
Oh, okay. So drift car was the start.
Yeah, very first, and that was only like a little over a year ago.
Oh, that's cool.
I blame generation gap again, because probably my first radio controlled car was a Traxxas for no, it was a Kyosho. It was a Kyosho two-wheel drive buggy kit thing. When I was in like the 5th grade, it had a brushed motor. It had the rotary speed control with the ceramic resistor. The things that you don't want to touch because it hurts. when you get burned. Yeah. So I think it was just AM FM radios at the time. Like if Chris got into it at the same time, if he did.
Did you ever mess around with Nitro by any chance?
No.
No. Oh.
What about
had
you?
it,
Anyone?
I had an Emax for a little bit. That was one of my earlier ones too. Was an Emax. No, it was the T-Max. That was actually the Nitro one.
Mm-hmm.
And then it didn't go well.
Fun days.
Did you get into like one of those grooves where it's like, let's make everything aluminum, which is like the worst ever idea for any sort of basher?
I did at one point, and I bent so many chassis plates, it was like really bad. You'd one jump and the whole deck would be bent, pretty much every time.
Hey, Sean, what other tracks have you been to?
So far for drifting, it's been Super G, and I've also been to GGT.
Okay.
GGT is about, I don't know, on a no traffic, it's like 45 minutes, and with traffic, it can be an hour and a half sometimes. So I don't make it down there as often as I really would like to, because it's a fun little track. I want to try something a little smaller every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And Super G is huge. So yeah, I got to make it over there more often.
Gotcha. Well, okay. Wait. So sorry. I was going somewhere with that question. So like, as far as the place to drift, that you prefer, it's still just Super G then.
It's super. Correct? Yeah, it's so close to home. It's hard not to be. Yeah.
Gotcha. Now for our PDX spy, Charlie, he basically, well, no, actually, was it Charlie or was it, might have been someone. Oh, it was Max Now, actually. He was basically saying that the overall like atmosphere of Super G is very much centered around competition rather than just like hot laps and getting doors.
It honestly, I feel like it depends on the week and the day. Like if it's it's tough. If the competition's coming up close, like a week out, 2 weeks out, you can see guys really starting to try to dial stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like a Friday or Saturday night and there's just a bunch of people out there, it's just party laps, and it can be a lot of fun.
Oh,
I don't think I've gotten as much of that on camera because I'm usually not able to be there on Saturdays, and Fridays is often either.
And for being so like coming into this hobby just new, like how long did it take you to become like, I'm okay being out on the big track with the boys?
Probably like a month ago. Like honestly,
oh, really?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I'm still figuring it out. I'll go back and do practice nights, and I'll start driving. I'll feel really good, and then 10 minutes into it, I'm just like, guys, stay away from me. I can't drive. Like, don't get close to me. Like, I'm struggling here. So it kind of comes in waves, but I'm getting better at it, and it's feeling more comfortable. But yeah, it's taken a while. But I think that's part of why it's been so fun too, because it's really rewarding once I started getting that where I can kind of keep up with guys and stay in the middle of a train. That was a ton of fun. That's addicting.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Right. I agree. Party trains are where it's at for me. Competition is too stressful. Which you're also new to competition, so
yeah. At
we'll
least
talk about
the
that.
drift side.
Yeah, at least the drifting. Where else? What else do you compete in?
Well, I did race 2-wheel buggy and 4-wheel buggy back in the day. 10 scale stuff. I've done a little bit of A scale, but not as deep into that. I didn't have the money for that when I was in high school, so that was a little bit tough. But yeah, the 2-wheel drive and the 4-wheel drive buggies, and both stock buggy, and that was a lot of fun.
What do you prefer?
Probably 4-wheel drive stock buggy.
Okay.
It's feeling just like hold full throttle and just rail corners, and just, I don't know, something about that thing just stick to the ground different.
4-wheel drive stock, so 13.5?
Yeah, that was fun.
They have so many different names for the same exact classes now.
I know, it's wild. I actually haven't done any like on-road, off-road racing for a while. I would like to, but yeah, it's kind of intimidating getting back into that. That's serious stuff for sure.
I mean, but you have mini Z's now.
That's true. I keep telling the guys at Super G, when you guys start the races up, I got to get into it. I got to get my feet wet on that.
How's
Honestly,
the,
go ahead, Jose.
I was gonna ask, how's that mini Z culture over at Super G?
It's cool. It's starting to get bigger. It's kind of every time there's a competition, they'll take the track down and then put it back up. So it kind of gets a little bit of a mix match every once in a while. And but lately when we go in, there's a bunch of guys sitting in there just like dialing in their cars and like little race cars. Those things are fast. It's insane.
I think they should leave it up for championships. It'll give everybody a break, to be honest.
Well, they've got more room now too, so I think they could actually keep a lot of it up. I was just talking to the guys there last night, and they expanded the front of the store again. So all the chairs that they brought out for the last competition, all the chairs and tables they brought out for the last competition are already out and set up. So there's already that much room there. So it's gonna be cool. I think the finals are gonna be really cool with the new space they got there.
For sure.
That'd be nice to get when we go down there. Just take a mental break and just go drive some mini Z's for a little bit.
A little mini Z
Hot lap.
drifting.
Yeah.
It's not just the mental break, it's the amount of sheer amount of time in between when you're actually driving.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't even competing there. I was just doing media stuff, and man, it was a while. Oh boy. So Chris, let's turn it over to you. Let's get over to your topics. As far as talking about like social media platforms and whatnot, let's go there.
Yeah. So Sean, thanks for being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, by the way. I appreciate it. I love watching the show, so it's fun being on here.
I watched a few of your videos kind of in the lead up to this. I hadn't gotten to do that previously. And so when I was watching them, I was just kind of curious as to, you kind of mentioned this in your intro, but what was it that really kind of made you decide, you know what, I want to video document and put on YouTube my journey through kind of learning how to drift, experiencing competition, what you do on competition days, because you kind of do go through that. And so what was the motivation for that?
I think one of the biggest motivations is I honestly love watching YouTube. Like it's I don't even watch TV that often. You can ask any of my family. I really don't watch that much TV. I'm just on YouTube trying to learn stuff all the time. So when I started getting into drift, like I said, I couldn't find a lot to kind of help me learn more about it. And it was really that and just kind of being a fan of YouTube and kind of the whole atmosphere of it, the community side of it. I really enjoy that. And just having that there, I was like, oh, I got to try to help other people and maybe I can get help back. I was asking questions in a lot of my early videos. I was kind of asking people for help too. And that seemed to get really good responses. And I've had a few people that watch my videos. They've given me so much like information that half my car's built just from stuff they've told me to try. So yeah, that's been fun. That's really been part of it. It's just trying to help people make new friends like you guys. You know, it's just kind of cool. The culture is really cool. Once I found out how cool everybody was and how nice everybody was, I was like, I just want to be more part of this if I can.
So would you say that you feel like it has kind of helped accelerate your journey in learning about the sport, and has it helped you with the competitive side of things since you do competitions?
I don't know how much it's helped in the competitive side of things, but it's definitely helped me like just want to get better quicker and just kind of get more into learning about all the little intricate details of tuning. I'm not good at tuning. Like I got to go to the track and figure some stuff out right now currently, but it's just like I said, I like learning. So it's kind of just a whole new world of things to learn and like get better at. And then, yeah, I'm trying to, if it's helped me with the competition, maybe. I haven't done great in a competition yet. I haven't had too many like one-on-one battles, and the ones I have had, I've lost most of them. So I really don't know that much yet. And I'm trying to I'll put those pieces together at some point, but I'm sure it's happy learning, stay there for longer, not go home after a couple hours if it's not feeling good. I'm like, oh no, I'll hang out with the guys, film some stuff, get some clips, stuff like that. And then I end up driving more. So I'm sure it's helped in some way.
So would you say that having yourself out there for everybody to see have you had people approach you that and say, hey, I saw you on YouTube, and has that been kind of has that opened any doors that maybe wouldn't have been available to you if you hadn't done this?
Like I said, I made a lot of friends, and opening doors wise, not like anything crazy. I actually like something that is cool. I actually just got my first like chassis from a company that was free. They want me to test out, and I was told I'd make some videos, and I'm excited for that because it's the first time in the last year and a half. But yeah, it's just trying to build those relationships. Honestly, it's just more so it's nice to go to the track and have people to talk to. It's not nothing more than that, really.
Well, I would say that's opening some doors if people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, having fun, yeah, I enjoy that for sure. Yeah, I feel like everybody needs that, so that's why I try to encourage people too. Like anybody that watches my video, I always try to say, "Come out and hang out with us. We'll hang out, we'll drive, we'll do laps, like anytime. Like let's do it."
Yeah, that's one thing that I noticed at our local track being new is that it was a very welcoming community. So I totally
was amazed by it the first time I was amazed. Somebody gave me their car to drive. I was like, "This thing's worth like $3,000. What are you talking about? I don't want to drive this." Like, I was like, "What's happening?"
Yeah, people are. I've been in car culture and in other sports where people, the higher level performers it gets a little cliquey, and there's definitely some elitism, and I haven't experienced that personally. So
same. And even at Super G with some of the best guys that you see on the live streams driving, they're the sweetest guys. Like, honestly, it's great time to hang out with them. Everybody talks. Nobody's closed off. If they're closed off, it's just because they're nervous. And that's me half the time. I'm at the track and I'm kind of quiet, but I just get a little nervous sometimes. So,
but having the YouTube platform that they're filming for, do you find that kind of gets you out of that bubble and kind of gives
sometimes, but there's other times I'm like, oh, I want to film an intro, and I just like go into like a hole. I'm like, oh, I can't do it. I just like hide behind my pit bag. I'm like, I tell my girlfriend, I'm like, I need 5 minutes. Let me just hang out for a second. It's like it's up and down. It's waves. It's funny. It throws me off sometimes. And
you have help. It sounds like your girlfriend.
Yeah, my girlfriend's awesome. She's done, like, if you ever see my car driving, it's her filming, because I've set up cameras before and just kind of had them sit there and get shots of like corners, and I like that look and like putting that into videos. But she's helped me a ton, so I'm super thankful for her.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
good to have that help, and that's
definitely
to do something like that. Adam, do you have anything else?
Yeah, so as far as your whole YouTube career has gone so far, like, is it matching up specifically with the RC Drift? Or was that in and of it, like, beforehand as well? Because where I'm going with this is that you have almost 4,500 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious of how you were able to, like, work to that point. What doors were you opening? What social media, like, how much social media were you doing to get to that point?
So I wouldn't say anything that I wouldn't have done without, like, all the stuff I do on here. I love taking photos. I love taking videos. It's like I don't know. I'm trying to think how to, I put a lot of time into it for sure, but it's honestly been like just one of those things that I've had so much fun doing that it's been worth it, in a sense that I don't feel like I've lost anything. It's just, learning as much or putting all the time I have into it. But yeah, no, I'm having fun. I don't know where to go with that one, actually. Sorry.
How about this? Like, how long does it typically take for like a standard Sean Lewis Media video?
Okay, that's a good one. It depends. Like, if we're doing, it's kind of fun when I go to the track. I'm able to usually cut a couple videos out of a track night. I'll be able to cut like an edit out of it, so I can just go film a bunch of clips of people doing stuff, doing cool labs, train stuff like that. I'll be able to cut an edit like that, which I like to do for people who don't like watching me, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't like watching my story and all my stuff all the time that I'm talking about. But then that's the other side. While I'm there, I'm kind of just keeping track of stuff that's happening at the track, what I'm kind of working on, like whatever project. If I'm in the middle of tuning something or trying the new motor, an ESC, stuff like that, I'll work on that. And then I'll kind of put like a vlog style videos, almost how I think of them, where I'm kind of just doing that track day. And then obviously all that running footage of other people. So probably like one track night, usually 2 to 3 days of work after that, and then I got 1 to 2 videos usually 2. And then I can clip a bunch of shorts out of stuff too. That took a while in the beginning, but I've gotten better at kind of learning, getting my way through Adobe Premiere with the clipping shorts and stuff. So that I could do. That I usually just don't want to do. I'm just kind of lazy sometimes. I'm like, I don't want to go clip shorts at it. I'm like, I gotta get into it more often sometimes. But yeah, that doesn't take a lot of time. It's more so going to the track and getting all the shots in the first place.
Yeah, that honestly, that's why I switched to a live streaming platform than anything else, is that I hated going through my the videos, especially because most of my videos were all tutorial based, right? So me listening to myself talk for however long I was editing was just
trying to clip through
obnoxious.
It. No, I feel that for sure. Yeah.
Hey, but the video on that 7px or the 7px you did with the whole S Plus and everything else with the GYD video still goes hard.
Yeah, but now everybody has one. Rolling Garage has one.
See, but it's weird though, because when I look up, like when I first was setting it up and I really didn't understand anything on it, your video was always the first one to pop up.
And
updating receivers, updating your controller, your video was always the first one to pop up.
So that was great. I could always just say look up Futaba Acuvance, and I'll usually be the first video there. Yeah, that was fun. That's fun being able to say.
Yeah. I used Adam's video to put the picture on my controller.
that I did too. I will say.
I think the one that I did with the receiver was I didn't care about color correction or anything. It was just flat and super ugly. Anyway, let's get back to Sean.
So I've got a question for you. So going into obviously RC drift and all this, let's leave it at, what's the three biggest challenges you've faced so far, and the 3 biggest, how do I word this properly? The 3 biggest hurdles you've overcame. We'll leave it at 3 just to not stretch it out too long.
Like in the drifting, specifically?
Yeah, drifting specifically. You can include your YouTube channel too, because honestly, it's all included into one thing. It's your journey plus you building your car plus everything all together. 3 and 3.
Yeah, let's see. I'll try. Hurdles, I'm thinking, honestly, just the confidence to go to the track and drive with some of the guys that are there, because you go there and the guys there are really good, and you'll see 4 or 5 of them and they're just running the perfect, just lap after lap after lap. And sometimes it's a little nerve-wracking. So I think that's one of the bigger hurdles. Figuring out how to let the gyro help you was weird too, because I never had used one before. So it just didn't make sense in my brain, and that's taken a bit to figure out. And then the tuning, I'd say the tuning, if still talking about the RC car stuff and the drifting stuff, is the tuning the actual car to drive the way you want it to. Because at this point, my YD2 ready to run felt better than my Shark does currently, because I'm just trying to change so much at once. I'm like, I got to go back to basics a little bit, and just so I've had different setups that I'm like, I like that better. How do I get there? That's another one of those big challenges, and I've heard you guys talk about it too, where it's it's there one day and then the next day it's gone, and you're like, oh no, you're just chasing it.
Oh, 100%. I've been there where it's 1 weekend I'll drive the piss out of my car and it'll be like, oh, it feels great. It feels amazing. Comp day shows up next weekend.
And his motor blows up.
Yeah, and bingo. But no, I'll be I'll just be running laps and I'll be like, something doesn't feel right.
And sometimes it's just you too, or it's me. It's us kind of just not being there that day. I figure that out sometimes too. I'm like, I'm just gonna take it easy and go home in a little bit. I'll hang out.
Yeah, it's the biggest mistake I think I've made personally was, again, on comp day, something doesn't feel right. Start tinkering with stuff, and it throws me right under the bus completely. And it's well, after it always happens too. It's after the comp ends, then I figure out what was wrong with it. And it's well, that would have been nice to know, 2 hours ago. Now it drives fine, but You know, it's just the way the game goes at this
Mhm.
point.
Mhm. No, for sure. I had three things that I have accomplished too, right? Is that what you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think going to my first competition, that was a big one because I have friends that have been trying to get to come compete with me now for the last year, and they still won't do it. So I think that's one of the accomplishments, going and attempting that the first time. And then also with that, making the videos and kind of bringing people along with me on that, because I feel I've already met a bunch of people who watched my videos last year and were like, hey, I'm out here trying it. I said, screw it too. And we're here. So let's do it. And that's really cool to see. That's fun to see other people kind of breaking out their shells and coming out and trying it. And each competition this year so far too has been like that. I've met new people that have came out and were like, I finally decided to do it. So that's one of them. I've made the top 32 in the last couple competitions. And I've been pretty excited about that because it kind of feels like an actual progression from last year where I was kind of bottom 32 and just trying to figure it out from there. But that's where like the next thing is I want to actually win one of those battles in the top 32 because I keep losing. So that's hopefully would be one of my next accomplishments, but we'll see.
That's great to hear too. You know, it's crazy because I've only been doing this I'm coming up on a year in July. So no, end of June. Sorry, correction.
Oh, nice.
So end of this month, it'll be a year with me too. And it's looking back at, you know, sometimes you just record videos of just, hey, I'm just gonna record this for fun. You know, this is cool. And looking back at those videos now, it's like you can really tell like a big progression. Because overall driving, you know, it's like you don't have to be the best driver in the world, but there's still progression there. And the big thing for me was like seat time. Yeah, it's like I used to think, oh, I'll drive for a little bit, I'll be fine, you know. But the more I drive, the more I want to drive because I see the progression. It's like it comes back to that seat time.
It's so fun to do.
Yeah, 100%. It's
fun.
Once you start throwing, even if you had like, you know, there's been days where I straight up just don't want to go to the track. I feel like crap, you know, just a crap day, and still go. And it's like throw my car down and I'll start driving. I'll be like, I should have just came. Like it just changes your mood immediately. Just to, hey, now I'm here with the boys. We're having fun.
You just
we're playing indoors. Yeah, you just zone into having fun. Yeah. It's like it could be a completely crap day, and it's a complete 180 the next moment. You know, you're at the track.
That's why I love RC cars. That's why I love, you know, there's so many hobbies that are just fun to have and try new things. So yeah, it's awesome.
Any questions, Adam?
Why are you coming back to me? No,
because I figured you got the little baggie of questions over there hidden behind the camera, just ready to go.
It's not behind the camera, but it is here.
Little card game of questions.
Yeah,
kind of.
Just pick a card, any card.
The bag interview.
Yes, it was the bag interview. Here, let's pull a question. And if you have any questions too, Sean.
Yeah, I'll I'm sorry, I'm still figuring out this live stream thing.
But,
You're all good.
Oh no, it's cool. It's awesome. It's really without you guys for the first time too.
Okay, right? Yeah, 100%. It's always interesting meeting someone like face to face as much as this can be, right? But it's like I've never seen this person, I've never met this person directly. So it's always like
It's like, what do I say? What do I ask? Now I'm on the spot. Dang it.
Well, and I think it goes back to the truth of like the RC drift community is so like openly available, right? It's just you ask a question, you're gonna get an answer whether you like it or not. Okay, electronics question. What radio do you run?
I run a 4 p.m. Utaba 4 p.m.
Any problems with it?
Not yet. I keep hearing people having problems though, so it makes me a little nervous.
I think it may have just been Adam.
No. If you haven't yet, then you're golden, right? Because
Okay.
the issue was the issue that I ran into was, one, my radio couldn't be updated for firmware at all. Like, it wouldn't even accept it or
That's
try
bad.
it. And then the second one is like it was like browning out, right? It wasn't even a brownout, it was some sort of weird glitch that was fixed in software. So as
Interesting.
long as you can upgrade the firmware, you should be golden.
Hopefully everything works the next time I need to, if I ever need to.
I used the 4 p.m. for like 6 months, and I actually liked it. I didn't have any problems. I actually thought it was really good. When I switched to the 10 PX, I mean, obviously there was some differences with ease of operation and changing parameters, but functionally, at least at that point in my driving, I didn't even really notice that much performance difference.
Nice. Yeah,
That's probably not a popular comment.
Spectrum for the win.
I used
Spectrum for
to
the win.
10 PXs that my buddy's cars. I'm pretty rough with my stuff, so I kind of look at things like tools, and a 10 PX would be broken by now if I owned one. So
Yeah,
the 4 p.m. you should see the screen of mine. It's marred up. It's went to Proline by the fire, and we were out crawling 3-4 in the morning, and I had it on a lanyard, it was just getting banged against rocks. I had it taped up because it was getting rained on one day. It's funny. I'm surprised that one's still here. So, but yeah, no, it's been good.
That's
We
like
have-
the Lone Star. I don't know if you guys know about the like old Game Boy that got burnt up in a house fire, and it still worked. They have it in a museum. That's like the lone survivor right there.
So Adam, since we're talking about drift hardware, I did have some questions for Sean about his chassis and body preferences.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go there.
let's do it. I mean, bag questions or not, let's do it.
Cool. Yeah, Sean. So I know you mentioned, and I've seen in your videos, that you drive the Hydra Shark.
Mhm.
Why that chassis, and how do you feel about its performance, just for fun laps versus competition?
So the chassis, I like the way the chassis looks. I'm a really big fan of the Hydra, like the shape of it. Also, when I got it, I think I was kind of early on in the Shark. I think I was one of the kind of earlier people to start getting into them after like the first wave of like the real comp guys started getting them. And the reason I got it, everybody around me at Super G was running one.
Yep.
And I knew if I wanted to have help tuning it and getting it figured out, that it was going to be my best bet to just kind of make things easy for myself. And at the time, like, a lot of people weren't running RDXs, or I didn't even know if they're out at the time. I'm not sure what was like the other popular one, but it was like YD2 and Sharks were like all I saw around. And I was like, I'm going to need help at some point because I don't know anything. So yeah, that was like a really big driving factor. And I started with just the original deck, the actual Shark original lower deck, and didn't mind it. The Hydra, when I saw other guys starting to get into those, and I know there was a little bit more flex to them, so I just started learning about them, and I was like, I might as well try it. The first deck I had on my car, actually, that got built into a whole nother Shark. That's my girlfriend's car. So I have a second Shark kind of in the shadows too. That's all kind of the stock YD2 plastic stuff on it too. So
does that mean that the Shark that you have now is the final form?
it's like still half final form. The only thing that's not final form on it, I think, are the rear arms. Everything, I've finally just put the front uppers and lower arms and the knuckles. That was like 2 months ago I did on the front. So I just have to do the rear at some point, which I might not ever do, just because I don't know if I want to spend the money on it or not.
Did you notice any performance increase when you started changing those parts out?
The front steering, yeah, all the arms, upper, lower, and the carriers on the front, I noticed a huge, like, just precision and like not as much stuff clacking around compared to the plastic. It was really, really just smooth, and yeah, just the tolerances were a lot better.
The big one for those front end parts is the lower arms, because those plastic YD2 arms, they just tend to bind really easily.
Badly,
That
yeah.
was the problem I found with mine. Yeah, I was
Jose is definitely the one to talk shark talk.
Yeah, I love my shark. It's right here next to me.
I need to go I want to put the higher battery mount on mine at some point. Everybody's doing that, and I'm definitely gonna try it.
Yeah, mine's kind of in the middle of my car.
That's nice.
I have a rear ESC plate technically, so I could push it back further, but I just kind of like the way it's driving right now. And we're coming up to, we're in comp season right now, and I kind of want to take it a little too heavy. So it's like I'd rather do this next round and then start tinkering with it again, so I have some time. But it's the front end plastic parts are, like you said, a big no.
Yeah, they bounce a lot. They wiggle a lot.
They wiggle a lot. They wear out really easily. They bind really easily. It was one problem after another with mine too on that end.
That was bad.
Yeah. I don't want to cut Chris off, but going back to the first question on your radio, a follow up on that. So you're running obviously the 4 p.m. What electronics are you running on top of that? So motor, ESC, gyro.
So motor. Okay, yeah. So ESC will start there. It's a Hobbywing XT10, I think is what it's called. The motor I got it hooked up to is an AccuVance 10.5. On the the gyro is the V4, Yokomo V4, and my servo is an RSST from Rev D. Okay,
so for motor, is that the Fledge or are you running Agile in that?
The Agile. Thank you.
Agile?
I know about that, yeah.
Agile. How are you liking that Agile? Feeling good?
I think going from I had a 13.5 originally, and then I just really want to try the 10.5, and I really like the extra power of it. It's a little bit quicker, so I don't have to work as hard. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out, but it definitely added a little bit more to my driving.
More bite.
Yeah, definitely more bite, and it's given me a little of that extra punch I was looking for.
That's the big one with those Agiles that I've seen. They're very, very snappy.
Yeah, exactly.
They're snappy. That was when Adam brought up me blowing up that one motor. I have it over here somewhere. I've got a blown up Fledge on my desk somewhere over here. But that was one of the considerations, was the Agile. I ended up going another route just because I found a really good deal I couldn't pass up on.
Yeah, honestly, half my stuff's been bought on deals, so I wouldn't be here if I didn't have them.
100%. That's how I am, dude. Anytime I see a deal, I'm like, I can't pass it up. Even if I don't use it now.
That's a good deal, but I just can't do it right now.
Yeah, but it comes down to, even if you don't use it now.
Yeah, maybe you don't need it. I don't need stuff. I'm like, that's a deal though.
Yeah, you're gonna end up using it eventually. It's something in your arsenal. It's like, all right, well now I have this, and I bought this a couple months ago. Now I can use it. All right, it worked out.
I got old racing motors, an old 7.5 mod buggy motor I planned on using, but that was 10 years ago, and it's still sitting in a box. I had bought it extra. I'm like, I should have got rid of that a while ago.
It'll get used eventually.
Exactly. It'll go on something.
Oddly enough, like the older race motors from like that generation work great. Like, since they're not as torquey as what they are now, they're golden.
Yeah.
So are we all going back to 7.5s?
No, not the 7.5. Like just like race motors in general. Like back then, were not as anywhere as like torquey as what they used to be, or as what they are now.
The the Tool buggy motors I keep seeing, because I like keeping up with all that stuff, even though I don't even have one or go to the track for racing or anything like that. There's some really cool products they're coming out with for the racing stuff.
Yeah.
It just seems like nowadays, the way that everything's going, it's like everything's so torque heavy. Like I feel like we're just steering so heavy away from speed so much at this point. Everything's just torque.
It's we're not.
The size of buildings are getting smaller. The spaces a lot of these people, a lot of the tracks I feel like are getting tighter and tighter.
Yeah. I just noticed like comparison to like the Agile, okay? The Agile is, torquey. The Rev D motor, from, what I've driven it's pretty torquey. What I'm running right now, the top line motor is pretty damn torquey. It's like, okay, yeah, we can get speed out of them, but it's like everything's so torque based at this point.
Well, and it cuts a lot of the resolution out of what you feel in the chassis too. Like, it's all preference based. So if you like it, then you like it.
Yeah. And
if you can drive it, then so be it, right?
I will admit, driving a torquier motor is a little more fun.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's all opinion based. Just
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Take it with a
Like-
grain of salt.
So Sean, Lance's suggestion here: get the torque rotor.
I have heard that too. Yeah. Honestly, it's a money thing. I'm falling on a budget, guys. So
Well,
we're trying. At some point, I'll be able to start working that way.
It's still a preference thing, right? Because like I have a 10.5 Fledge, with the option for a torque rotor, and I upgraded to the level 45 torque rotor, and then like I took it out, and my Shark without it feels so much better, like than with it in. So
Interesting.
it's a driving characteristic.
Hmm.
It is what it is.
I have to go drive someone's car that's got one in it so I can kind of get a feel for it.
So looking at the chat, Josh had said a couple.
Hold on,
comments ago-
I'm working
Oh,
on
sorry.
it, Jose.
Sorry,
Jeez, I've
I
got-
was gonna ask it too. Sorry, I apologize.
Getting some girlfriend comments here. Sean has been filming and taking
Oh,
action photos since he was a kid. I saw that made him the happiest. I love being any help I can to support him and his dreams for Sean Lewis Media.
Thanks.
So, Sean, are you more than just RC? Like, as far as your production?
Yes and no. On YouTube, it's really just RC stuff. But like, I've been taking photos since I was probably like 14. I started getting serious into it. Mostly motorcycle racing and classic cars. Because my grandpa has in the actual garage, we got a 1928 Chevy and a 1956 Chevy that we used to take across the country on car tours all the time and to shows all the time. So I started really taking photos of that type of stuff. Got into that really big. I was like the club photographer too for the vintage Chevrolet club that we were part of. And yeah, it was cool. We'd go for like a week-long trip to just different places in the country. We'd trailer all the old cars out there, and there'd be about 100 different families with their old car, and there'd be 100 of us going down the road with like a 1921 to 1929 cars. And then I would do all the photos for the club and all that type of stuff. So that's really where it started. And then a lot into racing too. Yeah.
What kind of camera are you shooting with today?
So actually, I wish I had it next to me. I'm shooting on it's a camcorder actually from Sony. It's a AX53 camcorder. Okay. I call it the soccer mom cam because it just looks like something you see on a sideline filming a kid's soccer game. So, but this thing's awesome. I love it. And mostly Sony. I've been shooting Sony for probably like the last 6 or 7 years. I've had like A7s. I've had a few different Sonys that I've really enjoyed. So when I went down to kind of the camcorder was weird. It was kind of a happy accident. I was not having a good time trying to film the drift stuff with like a mirrorless body. So I was like, I got to try something with a little bit more reach on it. I picked up one of the camcorders and it just worked really well. So I've been really enjoying that.
Isn't that funny? Like I have like this old decrepit, like still puts out 1080p. So the 1080p 60, that's all that matters to me. But man, the power zoom on that thing, it makes it so much
30X
nicer.
is crazy.
But then
my camera now.
like the real camcorders are just out of price range.
Here, I actually just got a camera delivery. So as you can see.
Yep.
But yeah, I love this thing. This thing works great.
Is it one of those cameras that have like it also has like built-in gimbal in the lens housing?
That's exactly why I went with this one specifically because and for anybody watching, if you guys are interested in kind of camera stuff, I can always talk about it. But as you can see the lens in there, and if you shake it, it kind of just stays still, which is really cool. It's like a chicken head. It's pretty funny.
See, you talk about learning how to drive your car with the gyro. You've been using gyros.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
And then Jose, now you can ask Josh's question.
All right. So, which diff do you prefer, or what is your preference?
Don't say CLSD.
Why can't I say that?
I'm just kidding.
No, CLSD. I drove with the gear diff for a while with the Shark for a little bit, and then I put the CLSD in it, and it was like a different car. I'd never driven with one before, and I really liked it.
So continuing off of that question, what is your preferred setup in the CLSD?
I think it's a soft, I think whatever this. I don't know how many. I got confused with it. It was so long ago, honestly. I built it, but I know is it 4 soft or 8 soft springs with the, I don't know, something along those lines. But I watched the Rolling Garage video on the build. I think they did a video how to build one, and I just went with whatever the setting they said locks up the quickest. And yeah, it's been working. I should probably try something different. I've just been like, I don't want to tear the whole back end of the car apart.
Are you belt driven or are you still gear driven?
Gear driven still.
Okay.
The second Shark has a belt drive on it, but I just need to get some better electronics so I can actually get a feel for how that actually compares with my car, you know, having a motor that matches in it.
Do your testing before you, like, if you ever put it in your belt drive one, because it's like, it's so hard to swap diffs out.
Oh, I know. It's a pain. And I had to rebuild the one with the belt drive in it like 4 times because I shimmed it wrong. I kept messing it up. So
yeah,
that thing was a pain.
But once you get it, it's good.
That's what I hear, at least.
Have you tried any other like stock gear diff setups?
I haven't.
Okay.
I'm still new. I gotta do a lot of stuff, guys. Like I gotta learn a lot of learning.
I heard a lot of guys or a lot of guys like the Tamiya gear diff or the ball diff. It's the Tamiya diff.
It's the gear diff.
The gear diff, yeah.
Most guys are gonna say gear diff.
Tamiya does the track too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little group of guys that are running them. They're doing pretty good. They make it look nice.
I used to run ball diffs. Just because it was a diff that didn't blow up in the transmission. Like every single time I opened that transmission for YD2, it was like always semi-covered with grease or oil.
Dude, that's like ATL life.
Yeah, I never liked it. So hence ball diff. And now CLSDs.
Yeah, CLSDs, right. I didn't even know they existed until, you know, I started getting into this. I was like, holy cow, that thing's cool.
Oh, it's hilarious talking to people about like that are just completely non RC drift people, right? It's like, wait, you have LSDs in your tiny toy cars?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah.
Yes. Yes, we do.
It's great. It blows everybody's minds. Chris, what diff are you running these days?
I'm running the CLSD in my Team AD.
Mm-hmm. How is it set up?
Logan put it together. I'm pretty sure it's 4 soft.
So
pretty sure.
Almost all the way open.
I think.
Yeah, almost all the way open.
I know it's 4, but I'm not sure if it's soft or hard. I can't remember.
I tried to drive 8 gear hard, and man, that was tough.
8 gear hard is going to be
almost like a spool.
Well, second stiffest from 8 soft, right? Yeah. I couldn't get it. My rear end felt all funky. It was so much. It was too much. I just remember PDX chat going off about like how to build CLSDs the other day. Like, I'm not touching it.
Yeah,
I'm staying out of that.
Chase had bought in one, and yeah, it just lit up.
I have the ball diff in the Artisan RDX.
Yep.
The one from you.
And you know what? So think of it this way: you can just throw an Allen wrench in there, and then spin loosen or tighten the other wheel, and that's how you adjust your diff.
That was nice.
As easy as that.
Yeah.
That seems. I haven't messed with a ball diff, but now I kind of want to mess with it. It sounds fun.
I mean, it is,
Definitely.
And it's not. It's fine. It's whatever. The only dumb part about a ball diff is that since it is a ball diff, and then since it's not like actual positive gears meshing, there's chance for slippage, which that's why you'll see people run their diffs like completely open and as loose as they can. But because it's still gears, they still lock and you still get all of your posi track.
Oh, okay.
Lance, hold on, Josh. Ball diffs just don't feel as smooth from the ones that I've tried. Always felt a little gritty. Yeah, mine have always felt smoother than other people's. That's for sure. Although I never ran mine like super tight either. Anyway, going back, Josh's question: which shock setup do you use, Sean? That is all at you.
Yeah, so I'm running the Yokomo Big Bore SLFs, I think is what
Okay.
they are. I don't know the springs I'm running. I think they're the top line springs. It's one of the top line sets I've got kind of spread across them. But yeah, Yokomo Big Bores, I think I'm still doing, like I said, I'm still kind of in the tuning phase. I just actually put those springs on because I had them in a box. I'm trying to figure them out. But shock setup, I think the pistons are what came with them, and I'm running 100 CST oil in them. I know that I did upgrade the bladder and the actual, like the guide rod that's in there, like the little shock guide that they sell separate too.
Did yours come with like clear black bladders, or were they pink bladders?
It came with the black ones.
Okay, so that's like the upgraded generation from the
Okay.
Z. So those are decent pistons. Those are
Yeah.
decent enough. Like,
Nice. Yeah, if
prior.
I like them. I know they're purple, so they're pretty, which works.
Right on.
What O-rings do you prefer, or what O-rings are you running in them? Curiosity.
I think they're the blue. They're like a clearish blue that I know they sell. Got them from Super. I know Daniel from Super G helped me figure that all out, and that was last year at some point. But I've just they've been in there. I've changed the oil every couple months, or between comps, and then it's just been working for me.
And are you just running the standard 4 pistons, or did you drill pistons, or did you buy separate pistons?
Just standard. Whatever came with it, I'd put into it. I used to play the piston game when we in like the race buggies, but doing
How many holes you can get?
and then figure out. Yeah, it's a lot. That was interesting. But
How many holes can you put in this damn piston before there is no piston?
before there's no.
Have you seen an Axon shock, Jose?
I don't
Hold
think
on.
I have. I don't think I have off the top of my head.
That or
Let me-
MIP's got some crazy A-scale racing ones that they make now.
Yeah, I've got some crazy drilled holes on the front end of my shocks. It's pretty crazy.
So it's
Yeah.
a 16 hole.
Yep, that's Axon shocks.
That's crazy.
That's the rear. Oh, why isn't Revo 2?
I still need to snag a set of those Axon shocks.
If you can find them, snag them.
RC Mart all day.
Apparently, I haven't used RC Mart for a while.
That's
we
the
go.
thing with RC Mart. You have to make a massive order for it to be 100%
That's-
worth it.
That's not true.
I've
My overdose HG3 shocks with the pistons ended up being like $200. They're like little tiny box.
Oh, really?
That's not bad.
Not a big
Speaking of
order.
those HG3s, man, can't find them anywhere no more.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I every time I look for them, I just can't seem to find them anywhere.
Gotta look online. Let's see. Let me see if I can do this first try.
Oh,
can't
gee.
do it first try. Oh, nope.
You had it there
They're
for a
wild.
sec.
Oh, what the crap.
At that point, you might as well
There
just
we
run springs. You don't even need a piston. Just seal the hole and go.
I mean, okay, so for me, the best within normal price range shock is going to be the Axon Revo 2s. For me, they're just like the best built ones. They're, by the time that you get Yokomo Big Bores like feeling the same, you're still about the same amount of money into it. So like it's neither here nor there. And then sure, HG3s are cool. They are pretty darn epic, but I don't know. There's a lot of hype in the overdose name too. So there's that.
Yeah, you're buying it for that. That's what it is.
I think of
They are pretty. That's about it.
I was gonna say I think of overdose parts as like Toyota in the real car world. You buy it, they hold value. If you need to get rid of them, it's still
True,
there.
yeah.
The
I like
value's still
collector's stuff,
there.
It makes sense. Almost like everything you get from them is almost a collector's item. It's kinda
Oh,
cool.
100%. But the big thing that I've noticed too with overdose stuff is the quality. It's like really good quality stuff.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not saying other things aren't, equally as great. It's just their machining and errors and stuff like that are like very minimal. So, like, no.
Yeah, but the quantity that they put out is not enough.
No, not at all. It's like if you
They're
need
like
some,
Supreme.
yeah. If you need some, best bet, you're gonna wait like 2 years to get what you need, and if you can snag it in the cart, quick enough.
Mhm. Or you're hitting the forums or the Facebook pages.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Overdose fiends is the
mhm.
Facebook page.
I troll that. I always looking at stuff. I'm not buying
That's
anything, but I
right.
like.
No, yeah, that's where I spend a lot of my free time is overdose fiends.
We got another question from Josh, and that is, what is your preferred boost and turbo ESC setup?
Boost and turbo. All right, so I think boost. I think it was like set it at 15 right now. The one thing I need to change is my startup time for when it actually starts hitting. All the turbo starts hitting. That's one thing I'm still kind of tuning into and figuring out. But I don't have an AccuVant, so I kind of got to do that. I got to pull it off the track every time I want to do it. So I've been a little bit lazy trying to figure that all out. But yeah, no, I don't have it cranked up high. I think 15 boost
Okay.
turbo. I don't think it's crazy. Yeah, I've been trying to get away from it being crazy because I used to be the guy out there just like squealing the whole time around the track, and I do it every once in a while. I'm like, come on, stop it. So,
What's your gearing at then?
what's it? Whatever standard is, I think it's 8419 or is it 80 something?
8420 for your typical YD2.
Let me just see if I can look for you guys.
I think it's 20 for like every single iteration of YD2. They changed it for one of them to like a 23, and I think that was the RX or the R version.
I just realized this doesn't even say on here. So my spur is an 88. So
Okay.
I forget what the opinion everyone is. I got a picture of it somewhere. Sorry.
What are you grabbing for, Chris?
I just realized I don't even know what mine is.
I'm running 8222 if I remember correctly.
Oh wow, so Jose is like down in the FDR. Sean is like high in the FDR.
8422.
84. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sitting at like I want to say the
Like
high nines,
10.
low tens. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
somewhere
it's
in that
10
ballpark.
something.
That's usually where I tend to like a little more is high nines, low tens,
Mhm.
and we're in that ballpark. Well, I tried 11 at one point. It was like 11 something, and it felt all right. And then I went up to 12, and I was like, no, I can't do 12. It's just it doesn't feel right. I was like, this does not feel good.
Did you figure it out, Chris?
Yeah, it's 8024.
It's like MC1 territory. I mean, it's an RDX, right?
Yeah. Mini MC1,
80X.
baby MC1.
It is not an MC1 anymore.
Not anymore. I don't think. It's like me calling my shark a YD2 still.
It is a YD2.
Yeah, it is a YD2. So next time I check in, I'm just gonna say it's a YD2.
Mine still has YD2 rear arms. I'm okay. I can still say it is.
Yeah, I still have
You left.
rear carriers,
There
plastic
you go.
carriers on my YD2, so it's still a YD2.
What about
Well, I-
turnbuckles, like ball ends, the rod ends?
For the most part, it's still YD2 on mine. A couple Rev D turnbuckles, but that's about it.
Okay, so let's see. We got boost and turbo. We've
I wish
got
I
your
knew more
ES.
to tell you, but like I said, I'm still figuring all this out.
No,
And I've never really paid too much attention to all the well, before, like the other racing, like the 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive buggy was always stock class, so you can't even touch anything.
Yep.
So I never had anything to play with, so it's really new, kind of figuring out turbo and timing and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And like listening to mod drivers, like mod buggy drivers, like talk about their turbo settings and stuff like that. It's like it's still a completely different world from what drift car world is.
Yeah. So do you prefer, this is going way back to chassis based questions, do you prefer more of a bulldog stance or kind of even all around?
Oh, this is pertinent. Okay. Do you have a preferred ride height for front and rear is the question.
I like the liquid mostly is what I shoot for, but it's my front end definitely sits a little taller than the rear. But I don't know. I just want it to be smooth, but I've been trying to get some body roll into it, but not too much of like that slap with the brake. Like I see some cars just bouncing up and down, and I'm just trying to find like a happy medium between it all.
Have you gotten to the point where you're actually recording like your different setting changes?
No.
No.
I've tried actually, like my ESC ones. I have a little notebook with the ESC stuff I've changed just so I can make sure I don't go somewhere crazy and smoke something, or go totally out of line with that. But with the actual car itself, kind of have like just set guides in my head where I kind of try to start with stuff, and then if stuff doesn't, I'll just kind of move stuff around and play with it. But I don't have anything too hard written down.
Never like 10 changes all at the same time.
Usually not. Usually it's like one or just something small, just trying to, ride height here, there, different springs, I've been, like I said, I want to start moving my battery around. I want to see how that plays. I put the ESC on the rear just a couple months ago too. So that was a big change. I feel like I'm still kind of figuring that out.
How do you like it? Are you liking the change, or did you
feel
a change?
A lot I do actually. It sits way nicer in corners when I kind of throw it in, and it kind of sits differently, and just kind of rolls through it different, which I really enjoy. So, but like I said, I'm still figuring it out and trying to get it kind of where I can drive it really well that way.
Yeah.
But it definitely added a lot to the driving style.
Gotcha. For me, I'm a fan of ESC in the front. It keeps the car playful for me. Yeah, it's just more playful for me.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's why I want to see like what the battery going high too does. If if it's sideways versus in line with the chassis. I kind of want to start seeing what all that does too.
I noticed that
it's a fun style.
Yeah,
it seems. Yeah,
I noticed that when I did mine, because I played with it on a day where it was kind of dead at the track. I would do a couple laps with it on, a couple laps with it low battery CG, and it's definitely a difference in side bite. You get a little more, I've noticed, at least with the way it's set up on my car. It's just the roll helps it kind of lean into that tire to gain more traction more. So when I lock it up and I need to on the rear end, it's all there. It feels more planted essentially.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's one thing I'm trying to like get better at is I'm getting better at like my timing when I'm trying to like keep up with someone in tandem with someone, but I can't keep up with them all the time. So I'm trying to figure out how to get my car moving a little bit quicker, but in drift where it just kind of matches and kind of flows with people.
You said you're still running the plastic Yokomo rear arms, correct?
Yeah.
The big game changer for me with trying to keep up with people, especially in corner, the Rev D, if you can find them, the Rev D high traction rear arms.
Okay.
Those ones did a big difference.
Oh, nice.
Compared to what was the stock ones.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know what they did with it, the way they designed them and everything, but it's like you can feel more traction in the corner.
Oh, nice.
Like
yeah, I definitely got to try something like that for sure. Yeah, but that's good to know.
I just put those on my car last night at the track, and it was a very noticeable difference. I took the yoke arms off. Lance said, "Here, try these." I tried them, and I never gave them back.
No, it's tremendous the amount of side bite you get and just speed you can gain in a corner.
Awesome. Yeah, that's something I'll have to try for sure then. Nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of the things when I put them on the car, I don't notice oh, I really noticed that. It's sometimes it's a placebo effect, but it it was dramatic.
Oh, nice.
So are you running yours in the side by position, or are you running yours for forward speed?
Forward speed.
Forward speed.
Yeah. Forward
So
bite.
flat, the flat part.
Flat in the front. Yep. And that's just because I drive with Logan and Kenny, and those guys are barn burning every lap. And for me, it's most of the time just trying to keep up, and then that affects my driving quality. So trying to speed the car up to where I can focus a little more on quality of driving.
That makes a lot. So that's honestly kind of where I'm at too. I'm like, I'm so sloppy trying to keep up with some of these guys, and they're driving perfectly. So I got to figure that kind of side of stuff out so I can work on the actual not being sloppy.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
are you
that's
guys
awesome.
are you guys trying to focus on gaining that extra traction so you can kind of be there in the moment, or are you trying to hone the driving skill more so to as Logan would put it, making less mistakes is going to make you faster, which makes sense.
Yeah.
It definitely has to be both for me anyways, because I mean, driving with Logan, he's if you're tandem battling with Logan or Kenny or Jake or any of those guys, they of course they make mistakes, but the mistakes they make are small and they're few and far between. So if you're tandeming with those guys and you do bobble, you have to be able to make up that ground, and you can do it with a line. You can do it by adjusting your line, of course, but the car has to be able to have some traction too. I mean, I think I at least for me, I would say it's probably safe to assume that most people are trying to figure out how to, make their cars accelerate when they need them to.
Yep.
Yeah, Chris hit it right on the coffin. Right on the head. For me, it was more so the problem, for me, the problem was not the straight line so much, because the straight line speed was there. It was, can I keep up in the corner and sit there next to them? Or if I can't, can I, fix the gap between us to mitigate that issue that, I created? And up until, I want to say a couple months ago, or realistically 2-3 months ago, like it was a consistent fight of, hey, I can't keep up in that corner. And the pairing of the CLSD with those rear arms and adjustment on camber and roll and everything and toe, it made a big difference. It's not up until recently where I really started understanding, hey, these things play a big role on why these guys can just slingshot out of a corner, just like it's nothing on you.
That's what's so fascinating about this too, is like it goes so much deeper than it looks like just guys at a track drifting around. Like it's so deep, and it takes time to actually figure it out, practice, and yeah, it definitely makes you want to get better.
Yeah, 100%.
Not just the driving aspect too, but like in competition, like there's so many different concepts of the lead and the chase that you need to take in account for. It's like, well, if your lead if you're following a lead and the lead just messes up once, right, then you can chill out for that lap. But you still need to have a good lead lap after that, so that you can bring your 2 laps together. But at the same time, it's just so many different things can happen to where the mental game just of a competition, it can be a pretty overbearing, or you can overthink it very easily.
And then the contradicting to that too, sometimes you can be a little too relaxed, and then it can go real south on you real quick. Oh, this is just another Friday. Oh, it's another Saturday. Let me just drive a couple laps. It's like, oh yeah, and then I smacked the corner there. All of a sudden, now I just booted myself out of this whole competition. There's been days where I was like that, because that's the big one with me, is overcoming the nervousness driving at a comp. There's days where I'm like, oh, I don't care. I don't care. I have that mentality. I'm like, oh, I don't care. I'm just gonna drive and put down laps. And then that, oh, I don't care mentality gets to me, and I clip a corner or something.
A little bit too little. Yeah, it's just a little too much there.
Yeah, just a little. I feed it just enough where it like catches me and it ruins the whole day. I'm like, well, there goes that.
Okay, so Josh is coming up with all the questions, you guys. You guys need to catch up, as
We're
in
slacking,
the rest
man.
of chat. Do you guys utilize front width versus rear width for your setups? Yes.
Yes.
I don't know
was-
how far you want me to go into that, but yes.
That's what the question I asked earlier about before we were talking about shocks was, do you prefer more of a bulldog setup? So I call it bulldog.
That's what you're calling
That's
bulldog?
That's what I call it.
Yeah,
A bulldog sits nice and stocky up front, and kind of leaned out in the rear. But
Mhm.
that's what I meant.
Okay, I get you now. I totally get you. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I was like, either A, they didn't understand what I meant, or B, we're just continuing on with everything else.
Well, no, wait. So the bulldog thing is still referring to ride height, yeah?
No, not at all. Not at
Okay,
all.
actual width.
I'm talking about
Okay.
like width.
Yeah.
Width itself on chassis.
Okay.
Itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then,
So that's
yes.
yeah.
So far, my experience with the width front rear is just to make it fit in the body, so I don't get DQ'd at the competition. That's all I've played with so far.
Okay, so it's not so much like Ackerman based on the front end or everything along those
Playing
lines.
with all that, but I'm just making sure it fits in the body, and then I kind of stay in the parameters there. And,
Yeah. It feel good or it's look good, play good.
Hopefully.
I
love
feel
that.
like for me, changing the width of the front end affects the car more. Like if I were to only change one thing, like the front end, it would be the way to go. And we're only talking about like millimeters.
Mhm.
Like that's why the adjustable Yokomo spindles are so nice, because you can adjust that so easily.
You know what's funny? I got rid of mine.
That was
On
a
the front
mistake.
No, I got rid of the no, I had the what is it? The kingpin adjustment Yokomo aluminum ones. And for some reason they just kept causing binding. Like no matter what I adjusted, no matter how I tried to fix it. And then lo and behold, I got hit with take some RDX knuckles and flip them upside down from Lance.
No,
That fixed all my problems.
was that from Lance or was that?
That was Lance. Lance said it was on the day where we had, was it like 12 hours? It was like that Matsuri party type thing that we did, where I was like all day just messing with it. And then he was like, just take some RDX knuckles or find some RDX knuckles and flip them upside down. I was like, there's no way this will work. And it like, boom, it fixed everything. I'm like, problem solved. I'm like, it's damn knuckles.
I mean, you can always get the Rev D knuckles.
You could, yeah. It's just at the time, if I'm not mistaken, they were completely on back order and I couldn't find them worth a damn anywhere.
Judd says we all need to go to Rolling Garage. Yeah. Okay.
Where's Rolling Garage recommend to? Or
I'm not sure.
I thought so.
I
That
think
would be
so.
fun to do. That'd be a lot of fun.
I
This
know I've
morning-
talked to them before. That's-
This morning, my wife saw they were out there, and she was like, "Oh, it's cool." I called it the Team PDX World Tour.
you mean West Coast tour?
No. I just called it the World Tour this morning, and we left it at that.
I mean, some of them want to go up to Canada, get out to Elite. Yeah,
That would be
Sacramento.
fun.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Sacramento.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
That would be sick if we could take like just a group of guys, not even just Team PDX, just a group of guys from PDX in general, go up to Elite. Fun.
Canada's cool. I actually went
I've
to
never
Canada on a car tour when I was like 12.
Oh, really? How was that?
It was cool. It was really fun. Yeah, I was amazed.
I really want to go to Canada just to try some authentic poutine.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
There you
the
go.
main reason.
That'd be good.
Some authentic
Ju-
poutine.
Just for poutine.
Oh, 100%. I don't live too far from the border, so I could technically just make a drive over there. I'm only a couple hours away.
Like a Vegas drive. For me, it'd be a couple hours, few hours. You could just go to Canada for you.
We'll just
Adam-
go to Canada.
Judd says to have Logan join live from Rolling Garage.
I sent the link to him. Like, and what this here timestamp was 9:10. So I sent it. He has it.
They're having too much fun.
Both Logan and DJ have that link. I mean, I could send it to.
I wonder how the Wi-Fi is going to be at Rolling Garage.
Who knows?
Who knows? We'll find out when we get there.
Who knows?
They can always switch to their mobile network.
Yeah.
That's something I've always wondered too, because it'd be fun to do live streams, but if you're not hardwired, you're struggling. I feel like
A lot of drops.
yeah.
Now he says send it to Jake.
So about that, because like I live stream all of our events, right? Now our last live stream went without a hitch until Jake started uploading videos from his phone.
No.
Yeah, and I was like, we were so close. And then like just randomly. Okay, so hold on. We're gonna.
Oh, we getting a fifth one here? Oh. Oh, it's DJ.
Lean machine.
It's me and Chris sharing the screen right now. This is great.
Yeah, except I'm gonna need to mute him. Hi, DJ.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, just had to get my headphones set up.
Yeah, and everything else is like all messed up too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Jared.
Hey,
What's
Jay.
up, guys?
Oh, I
This place is amazing.
lost Chris.
What's the camera film?
I don't know if we can.
Here, let me do this.
You can?
I don't know if we.
I see Judd's hairline.
I'm scared. Oh no, it disconnected me.
Okay. I don't think you can flip it.
No, I don't think I can flip. Oh wait.
Yeah, right there.
There we go.
Whoa.
Got it.
Hold on, you guys. Hold on.
We're smarter than technology.
Yeah, I've gotta catch up with this. Hold on. Oh geez, it's so big.
Oh, yeah. Nice one, Dennis.
DJ, turn your phone sideways. Stop being in like social media mode.
Right? Alright. You guys want me to flip it or?
Yeah, go ahead and flip it.
They saw that they were on a live stream and so they decided to stop. Oh, sleeper!
Oh, it's close.
Sorry, Sean. Yeah.
Oh no, you're great.
I see Kenny.
Some live driving footage right here.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
You know, I thought I had all of this worked out. Apparently I don't. Let's see. Let's go back here. Actually, let's
That was like a fun time.
Oh, the network drop.
okay, and we're gonna boot him out.
They gonna boot me out? Aw.
Yeah, we're gonna boot you out.
Thanks, DJ.
Thanks, DJ.
Alright guys, have a good one.
You guys have fun. Stay safe.
Later guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't have to boot him. Cool.
Got some live drift in it.
I wasn't ready for that at all. Okay.
Looks like they were having fun.
Yeah, what a blast just to be able to like go down, do the drifting thing, and then like be all about it, and that's it. Now I say that, and that's like a hypocritical statement for me to say. Because for me to go down there and just drift, I need like a trip to like Disneyland or like somewhere there. It can't just be about drifting. That's
What's-
too much focus there.
What's that one shop in San Francisco?
Rolling garage.
Is it Rolling Garage? Sorry,
We were just talking about it.
Sorry, I had a moment there, but I was gonna say trip to Alcatraz, and then we'll hit Rolling Garage after.
Hmm.
Sounds like a fun day.
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool.
completely go drive while being traumatized. It's all good.
Hey, Chris, any follow-up questions from your end?
Let me think about that for a minute. I did have some other questions, but now I'm thinking we may have talked about it. But let me think about that for a second.
Okay, let me switch here.
I got one final one. It's so what's your preferred gear setup? Is it 3-gear or is it 4-gear trans?
I'm running a 3-gear. Thank you for
3-gear.
asking, because that's something I always kind of forget to mention, because I know a lot of guys run the 4s. But yeah, the 3, I don't know. Again, when I built my Shark, I didn't know all the parts I needed. So when I got all the stuff, I started building. I was like, oh, I need a whole nother gear. And they were back ordered. So I was like, no, 3-gear. So it started just like that. And then, yeah, I just never really saw a reason to change it. I like the way it feels. It's really, I really should try more stuff, but it's all about tearing the whole car in half and then putting it back together. And when it runs good, it runs good. And I just didn't want to do all that.
It can be kind of a hassle ripping those transmissions apart. And then remembering to put the shims back in the right places and all that stuff.
Yeah, and then if you don't do it right, you blow something out. You're going to buy more gears and stuff like that. So
all right, we're back to square one. We're back to now technically it'd be like now we're 2-gear setup if you blow your idlers.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, the gearing on that, I've kept that the same. I do try to do, like, if I do a change on my car, I try to keep it consistent for a bit and then go to another change or come back to it and kind of readdress it, because it's kind of hard between the driving, tuning stuff, then making videos about all of that. So if I do too much at once, I throw myself all in a loop and it makes it harder.
Yeah, 100%. I get that. It can be a little overwhelming just stacking one thing after another on your plate. And then it's like, oh, well, now I got to do this. And I got to put a video out for this. It's like from last night. And it's like, oh, well, now I got to make YouTube shorts too on top of that, out of that same clip.
That's the thing. I get, like I said, I get lazy sometimes. I'm like, I'm not making those shorts because I just don't care. I can't do it right now. I'll take it, just not worth it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
So, Adam, I remembered my follow-up question.
Go for it.
All right. So we talked a little bit about your chassis. You are running the Shark. And so my preferred chassis is the RDX and RDX variants. And so my question was, I know there is a huge following of the Sharks at your local track. What is the ratio at your competition? So I think, Adam, you have a running tally of our ratios of chassis versus chassis. And so I'm curious what your experience has been. Is there a predominant competition chassis, or are you seeing a good mix? What do you think this is the year of? Is it going to be the year of the Shark, or are we going to see some other chassis kind of competing with the Shark?
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a really good question. I think last year it really was the year of the Shark. I think we're kind of moving not away from that, but it's definitely more cars, way more brands out there now. I know the whole Tech 1 drift team, they're all switching over to Galms. So you see a ton of Overdose out there. You see there's about probably 15 to 25 of those now in the competition. And I think there was maybe like 4 of them last year each round. And now there's a group of guys with like 10 or 12 just in a bundle together that come out. RDXs too, obviously those are, you're starting to see a lot of that. And then Sharks are still there, but even those are kind of turning into Team AD cars now. I'm noticing a lot of the Sharks are kind of going Team AD, using some of the Shark base stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm seeing a lot of that now too. So I really think it is like, it's almost a year of the Frankenstein, like one of you guys was mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I said it was the year of the Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed like what was it, Brent Scar? Yeah, like an RD2. It was like an RD2 2.0 deck front end, pretty much. Had a YD2 ZX trans, if I remember correctly.
What?
Correct me if I'm
Are we
wrong.
talking about current car?
Yeah,
last
or
year's car.
no, current car right now. There, yeah, it was a couple. It may have been like first round of STC or something like that. Got like pointed out that he had like a Frankenstein Yokomo build going.
Yeah, because I know he's got full Yokomo support now too,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
really, I mean, that's really cool to see actually. Like,
No more sharks, sadly.
Well, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right?
Oh, 100%.
Like, we don't know what his contract with Yokomo is, but
mhm.
I would imagine that if Yokomo, then only Yokomo.
Mhm.
So
Probably, but maybe it'll give him a reason to start really going after the stuff that like the other, the smaller offshoot companies are kind of making. Maybe we'll get more. I know they make really good parts already, but maybe they'll start making some of the weird stuff where everybody's kind of going towards.
right.
They did that with the LTS at least. That was a cool one to see.
Yeah.
They were early to that. Now we're looking back, they were almost early to that last year with that car.
Right.
Now everybody's going to it, so it's
Everyone's going high CG
not their
everything.
car,
at this
just
point.
different. All the other chassis are all making them kind of work that way. But again, with the Frankenstein mentality.
Because what Justin's car right now is it's a Kansai deck with a. Is it still a shark? I don't remember if it's still a shark or not.
It's an RDX, I want to say.
Yeah, I think it's an RDX with a DDSS on the front.
Mhm.
I think. I'm not sure.
So Justin, when I saw it at our comp, he was running an RDX trans.
Right, but he hasn't been to our like recent 2 comps. Yeah,
He was at the last one.
he was at the last.
Yeah, and that was an RDX trans on there.
Yeah, he was there at the last one. He podiumed third.
Yeah.
Last one. Yeah.
Wait, where was I?
Doing computer
camera.
stuff.
I don't
Doing
remember.
Computer stuff.
Yeah, doing computer stuff.
Doing good old computer stuff.
Okay. Well, cool. Yeah, like I do think, hey PDX Spy, Charlie's in the house.
Oh, yeah.
I do think that it is the year of like Frankenstein's. I don't think it'll be any sort of like single standalone chassis. It's going to be a chassis that has some sort of different front end or different rear end on it.
You almost can't there's no company making a chassis that all works together that well. So
I mean, yeah.
I mean, there are, but it's more fun. Guys are having more fun when they can change it up and
100%.
go
It's like,
for
oh, I
it.
like the front end of this. Like a
Mhm.
lot of the guys prefer like DDSS. It's like, oh, I
Yeah.
prefer DDSS, but I like the trans off of this. So let me just
Mhm.
Frankenstein this together.
Mhm.
Like what was it, Jake that did? He took a stock RDX deck,
Oh,
drilled in
man,
the
I hate
drilled in
that.
the holes for the DDSS. And then
It's
took an MC1 deck, and then he took, from rumor has it, he took an MC1 deck.
I drove it.
Yeah.
He has an MC1 deck with an RDX trans and DDSS.
Yeah, it started off though as just like a hacked up RDX deck that he drilled
Yeah,
holes into.
that's what upset me about it so much, because like there's so many different chassis platforms out there that already do this, right? And he just drilled a plastic deck for an RDX. Like,
the car is unexplainably fast. I don't no rhyme or
That's
reason to it. It just mercs.
That's funny.
those RDXs, man. Like, whose was it? It was Sam's old RDX that Travis has.
Yeah.
And like there was one night where we couldn't figure it out. Like that car was so fast that we didn't know how to slow it down. Like we did everything to slow it down and it would not slow down. It was dumb. But Travis needs to get out to the track. I haven't. Well, okay. I can't say anything because I haven't been to the track for like 2 weeks. I didn't come tonight or yesterday specifically because I knew that the next 2 weeks are going to be back to back with the show and then competition again.
It was a pretty laid back night last night. There were a couple guys there. It was fun. It's funny though you mentioned that Sam's old RDX was or
Travis
Travis is now RDX, because I was trying to figure that out last night with mine.
Is it Travis or is it Trevor? Travis, right?
Travis, I want to say. Yeah, but I can't figure out what
We
mine
should all
was
know
slower.
this.
slower than anything. It was funny. It just needs adjustment.
Travis Reeder. Yeah.
Mhm.
Him.
That guy.
Charlie's saying hi, John. Oh, why did that happen? You've actually probably met Charlie, because he is now down there.
Oh,
But
maybe.
You can't let him know he's our undercover spy.
He is our
Yeah.
undercover spy.
You can't let him
It's covered, dude.
know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Vittorio was like the first one that said it.
Probably. Probably.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna see some. Yep, that one.
Charlie says he's met Sean.
Oh, okay, then yeah, we for sure. I haven't been on the track for 2 weeks, and then some of the times I'm there, and I can't see people's pictures. If I saw him in person, I'd for sure remember.
He's got that, what is it, a gray Corolla with a black hood, if I remember correctly?
Huh.
Like a Corolla GTS wagon.
Or like the truck.
Or
he has a
Celica.
mini truck.
Oh, he's got the mini truck, too. That mini truck's sick.
the Tacoma.
Yeah,
But I think he drives a gray Celica.
maybe a Celica.
Yeah.
I may have said Corolla on accident.
White hood, black fenders, silver Celica Supra.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's honestly the track. It's been one of my favorite. Coming back to RC again after taking a little break for a couple of years, it's been so much fun, and I'm glad I found it. I'm glad Super G's first of all here because a bunch of our other tracks and local stores have closed around the area. So that fact that they're still here is crazy, in my opinion, just because I've watched 3 of my favorite tracks go out of business in like the last 10 years. So it's been fun.
Support your local track, guys.
Mhm.
Support the local track.
Definitely.
I mean, it keeps us all happy. And the moment that sadly something has to disappear,
That's when you know it's the
we
most.
all lose it. Yeah,
Mhm.
everybody loses their favorite hangout spot.
Mhm.
They lose the drive time.
The connections with
Scour-
people that's where you had them, and yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. You scour to
It's
find
family.
a new drive. Yeah, it's just another family.
Yeah.
You scour to find drive time or a spot to drive.
Hmm.
And I think we're spoiled with having a track. Realistically, like we're lucky to have a track. I love that we have a track. It's somewhere that we can all meet up and drive. We all just get to know each other so well and get close. With each other.
Hmm.
It's like you said, it's another family.
Yeah, that's why if anybody, for all the people, so I try to encourage as many people as I can to just try it. Like even if they don't have anything, go rent a car at a track. Go indoor. Go run mini Z somewhere. Even if it's not drift, go drive RC cars. Like it's just a good time. You're gonna have more fun than you would sitting at home, going on the computer, playing video games.
No, don't go. No, stop. Too many of them. Too many of them play Car X. You are now insulting them.
Hold on, I got to boot on the car.
I'm like, trying to like. That's the thing, it's just to have a hobby. If you have a hobby, that's all that matters, in my opinion.
Oh, totally.
Something you enjoy.
That's one of the things I wish we had on our track, though. Is I know at one point we had loaners. They have since disappeared for reasons that we'll leave at that.
I think
And
it's hard. I'm sure it's hard to keep stuff like that up.
yeah, it will just, there's been situations like my buddy just bought an RD20. He came to the track the other day, and shout out goes to Judd, but Judd let him drive one of his chassis. And shout out goes to Jake too. He grabbed the spare 7PX that he had. They put it together for my buddy, and my buddy drove. So he was there for like an hour or two, but he fell in love with it immediately.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was having a blast. Immediately, like that same week, went and bought an RD, and now he's building it.
That's
So
cool.
I do think that's the overall difference, right? Because say if you do have rental cars at a track, right? Then it's like whoever rents it, right? Like Kevin's not gonna be the best to like be there and be like, hey, this is how you drive a car, right?
No, Yeah.
Whereas we talk about drift community and how drift community is awesome, right?
Mhm.
Almost guaranteed, like if anyone's going to ask me, unless I visibly see that they're an irresponsible little child, then I'm not even gonna offer. But probably 9 times out of 10. Oh, and we
Oh,
lost
I'm
Sean.
still here. Sorry, my camera died. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, but like 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna see a person that doesn't have a car, like just chilling at the track, and be like, "Hey, you want to drive?" And just like Sean was saying, like they have like that initial like freak out of like, "Oh, that's a lot of money that you got there."
Well, no lie. When I started, it was Cameron. He handed me his D5. I think it was a D5. I'm pretty sure it was a D5, and he was like, "Oh, you can drive this and beat the piss out of it." And I kind of was like, "No, this thing looks expensive. I can't do that." I was like, "No," because it was a YD2Z RTR. I was like, "This thing's more expensive than my chassis. I won't do that. I don't want to break it."
Your RTR was definitely more expensive than a D5.
At the time, it's just the look of it with everything. It's just in my head. I was like, "Hey, this is expensive. I don't know what this guy's put." Like, this is the first. I think it was the first night I met Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
I went to PDX at like 8 o'clock. I showed up, and he was like the only guy there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, He was like, "Yeah, just drive this," because he saw mine. He drove my car for a little bit. He was like, "Dude, I can't drive this." So he handed me his car, and he was like, "Here, just get a feeling for it. Drive a couple laps." And I was like, "Oh, this is expensive," but I was like babying it. And that was like the big seller to me was, "Hey, this can drive similar to that, as long as I put the work into it, in a sense." Yep. And I feel like with new guys that come all the time. Like, they don't know what they're getting themselves into, just like we did at one point. They don't know what they're buying. And then you hand them your car, and yeah, they're not going to get it the first hour. But eventually they'll hit like one turn, they'll make it. They may not link the second one, but they'll hit a couple turns here and there and just fall in love with it. And I just wish we had that rental. Yeah, they'll get it. It'll click eventually. And that's what happened with my buddy.
The way that your buddy sounds like the way that your buddy got into it, I'd say is the better way. Because like if you have someone that knows what they're doing, that can be there to like kind of coach you for a few laps, then it'll be there.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to help him out. I was like, "Hey, don't oversteer it. Let the gyro do the work." And then as soon as I said that, it really clicked in him. Like, "Hey, hit the throttle, just control it a little bit." But the big thing for him was the gyro, trying to fight it. But yeah, that same week he went and immediately bought an RD like on payday, and he bought an RD2O because I told him, I said, "You can get RDX." I go, there's a great community for the RDX. I go, but the RD2O and the RDX right now are kind of hand in hand. I go, but out the box, out with the RD, you're just getting that adjustability. I'm like, but it could also kind of bite you in the butt if you don't know really what you're doing up front and in the rear. But little by little.
Friends.
Yeah, that's what you learn off your friends.
I'm back, by the way. I don't know how my camera won't go back on.
Uh-oh.
I really do.
If you want, you can try leaving the meeting and then coming back.
Okay. Right back.
So Kenny had a friend that he invited down to the track, and I lent him my other chassis to drive. He drove it for like 3 weeks, and then he was like, "Nope, I'm hooked," and he just started buying stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And that was the problem with me, is that up until this like week, I had one chassis, and I have 3 in a week. Well, one chassis was built for my wife because she wanted to drive. She wants to learn to drive too. So I was like, cool. I had a chassis I'd gotten a while back. It's just a roller. Yeah, and I got bored one day. Oh, it was on Memorial Day, and just started piecing everything together. I got bored on Memorial Day and just threw everything together. I was like, all right, well, now we need this. Got the parts. Chassis was running by Friday, all set. And then I got the RDX koi deck thing I have now. And it's like, well, now I have this, and that's another running chassis. I'm like, well, I went from 1 chassis to 3 chassis in a week, and now it's like, crap.
Yeah.
This would have been nice week ago.
Sitting spare chassis are like the worst thing to have sitting around because you want to build them, and it's just like it never stops.
They turn into a lot of money quick.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
Oh.
the only thing needed technically for the RDX, all I need is a receiver, and I ordered I got a servo for it on the way. That's all it needs, and then it's a fully running chassis.
Nice.
And then it's just from there. I just gotta tune with the EST a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it runs. I was running it. I was running it Friday night. Yeah, I was there Friday night. Courteous to some guys letting me borrow some parts, and just kind of throw it together and make sure everything was at least decently running.
I could swear that Jose was one of these RDX haters that said he.
I still am. I'm trying to force my. Okay. I'm gonna keep. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you guys. I don't like it. I want to make myself like it. I want to learn it, and that's the only reason I have it.
Well, let me know when you don't like it. And
I'm just one of those people where if I don't like something, I have to figure out why I don't like it, and I want to make myself like it.
you just don't know you like it yet.
I need to.
You know why you don't like it, Jose?
Why?
Nothing has blown up on it yet.
Not yet. Give me a week. Give me a week.
So there's one question in chat which we need to answer before it disappears in chat because it does that. Back to Josh. What about knuckle stoppers?
Question.
I've seen folks not use them at all. I like them. Thoughts? Jake uses steering stoppers.
I don't use.
I use.
I don't
I
use them.
do. I
It
have them in
depends on
mind.
the car for me. My Shark, I do have them. But
Yeah,
only because the Shark can reverse steer.
I can go backwards almost, right?
You can see them right there. Yeah, the arms literally can pivot in on the Shark really bad.
Yeah, mine are the same. Yeah, I got them on mine too. I
Yeah,
run
there's-
stoppers.
Yeah, I
Now,
had no choice.
With that being said, steering stoppers, depending on how big they are and where they stop your steering, can have a huge impact on your driving confidence, and it can speed you up or slow you down. Take your pick, because the stock RDX steering stoppers for me were too
They're
fat.
big. They're
Yeah,
big.
so
Yeah.
I put the older SX3, the aluminum style ones, in those arms, and that turned out just gave me a little bit more, and it was enough to where I could like it, I guess. The RDX for me was just it drove. That was it. I bought the ADX chassis, I put it on. Chris has it. And it was just it drove. It's fine. It's okay. Cool. I was the same exact way with the Yusakani PDS mix. Put it together, nothing to change. It was all there. It was fine. I ended up changing the entire rear end to a Yokomo gear set, but other than that, everything was fine.
If I'm not mistaken, there was only one. It's just Jordan running. Sorry, excuse me. It's just Jordan running a Nusakani chassis right now, correct?
Which was mine.
Oh, that one was your old one. Oh, okay.
And he hasn't changed anything. Not yet.
Not yet. But
Other than the bodies that go on top of it.
I'm always curious on how they drive. I don't see them often, really at all.
Speaking random note, guys. Speaking of random things, if you guys need a Shark chassis, I've got a Hydra. I've got a Flex
SX3.
ZX.
That was the
Got a stock dome plate. Got the original
Lots of
Shark.
goodies. Dang.
I think you should just take thumbtacks or little thin nails and just start hanging them up on your wall.
There's no space, man. There's no space. I'd rather give them away. Sorry. This was a RX or ZX. This is a SX3.
Might take you up on that Hydra. I might need that.
Yeah, if you need something, hit me up.
Call Adam.
You don't need it, Jose. You're an RDX guy now.
No, it's not for me. It's not for me.
It's
not for
it's
me.
not for me.
It's not for me.
Asking for a friend.
For a friend. For a friend.
It's for a friend. Yeah, a friend asked me. He actually just texted me and asked.
Oh, yeah.
Live, guys, live on the stream.
Yeah. I would show, but it shows a little too much information in the text.
But yeah, if anyone needs any one of those, just hit me up. Like if you're local, then that's cool.
Okay, easier.
All
I need
right.
to build an outdoor car still.
Oh, right on. Right on.
My shark's too pretty for the car.
RD 2.0.
Yeah, that's true. That'd be fun.
$204 plastic desk. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, but then I'm just gonna turn into a shark.
No, you won't, because it's the
Wait.
outdoor car.
See, this is now the outdoor car and strictly outdoor car.
So I bought a Yokomo DP just to be an outdoor car, which has then progressed to being the wrap up mini is what the DP used to be. So yeah, a lot of
That was a
updates
journey.
on that.
That's a journey.
Yeah, full size. Like that's a 15-year gap.
Yeah,
Crazy.
just progressive here. Let's add this, swap this out, put this there. All right, and now it's a mini.
Okay, we're gonna get to your car here.
Yeah, we'll look at it for a little.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, okay. My one question that I have right off the bat:
Yeah, roasted.
what is going on with this body placement or
Oh,
the
wheel
wheelbase?
itself? Yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling. I got to change some stuff. Is what I got to do.
Which body is it? Like, which
The-
version?
The MST GR86
Okay,
tandem one. So it was a
So
budget body to start. It was only $50, I think.
not
Hey,
anymore.
Not
Oh,
anymore. It's
you don't have
$110.
Really?
Yeah,
dude.
Oh,
A-Main.
let's go. I got lucky. I got a deal. See, I find deals, guys. I'm telling you.
So the whole reason behind that was A-Main had priced them wrong at the start. They were like $65 on their
Mhm.
website. A lot of the guys at the track got lucky and placed orders immediately when they dropped on A-Main.
I got mine from Super G
Yeah,
for the same
It's-
price. Yeah.
Super G still has them for that price, but A-Mains now are $110. But
That's
they ended up
crazy.
changing the price like 3 times
Oh wow.
on them. Yeah,
How
it's been
funny.
a fiasco with that body.
How funny.
I'll say
yeah,
it
that-
once and I'll say it many times. These wheel arches are the best wheel arches because there's so much place.
Everything fits.
Yeah,
I know it looks
everything.
weird, but like it fits like a glove. Like the wheels turn like a glove in that body.
Yep, the Yaris. Yep.
I had to cut mine out so wide on the EK. It's like ridiculous just to make him work.
Yeah, the rear I should probably trim up and clean up a little bit, make it a little more equal on the body, but the front end fits perfectly.
Okay, so what are we looking at?
Let's see.
Oh, are you on Flexi Hydra or standard Hydra?
Standard Hydra.
Okay.
I heard in the beginning, I know there was like people were talking about them. I know you can kind of do whatever you want with them with the top plate. So
Is the
Mm,
standard one still flexy in a sense? Is it still because it's pretty thin? So
yeah,
a
it
little
twists.
movement to it.
Yeah, it definitely twists.
I never knew until I forgot who was on the stream, but there are different variations of the thicknesses.
Yeah, so that's how they change, I think, just to play in it. I know it's like I think it's the top plate that you can actually get like 1 mil, 2 mil, 3 mil thicknesses, and that's where a lot of the flex, you get your characteristics from.
Yeah.
Man, if this was roast the rig, I don't know if there's really anything on there that's really roastable. I mean, it's
Pretty clean. Thank
pretty
you.
clean.
Thank you.
Oh, what is that?
Oh, what you do?
Okay, maybe we'll go back to the.
What wheels are those? Are those the stock
think they're-
YD2D wheels?
No, they're like something lab wheels, I think.
Origin
Oh.
Lab?
Originally, yeah,
Origin Lab.
I think so.
Those look very similar to what comes, if you remember correctly, what came
Yeah.
stock on your YD2C.
Super
That's why I was
similar,
looking
yeah,
at it.
Yeah,
I was like, are those the stock ones?
it's just the right offsets is pretty much all
Yeah.
it is different.
Yeah.
So was there any reason behind sticking with the all Rhino racing parts?
I don't know much about the other parts. I honestly I don't see. I guess I'm kind of just so ingrained with the Super G stuff and just kind of all going YD2, looking into YD2 stuff, or the YD2, yeah, for so long in the beginning that I just kind of stuck with that. I don't know. Something about Yokomo. I've seen all their cars. I've just been around all their cars for so long. So when I started progressing through that, and the Rhino stuff was like a direct fit onto everything, and it was all kind of hot and new still, kind of around the time. So I had fun with it.
So
I
just
want to give compliments to the spiral on the wire there and the lead that's coming up to the receiver.
see the receiver.
Yeah, pull that last picture back up.
I'm
that's
really
nice and
into
tight.
stuff.
That's
That's a good.
that's
spiral.
race boy trick right there.
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
What did you use to do? You didn't use an X-Acto blade because it looks like it's too thick for that.
You
No,
used a
MIT
2.5 mil trapper.
Yeah, either that
2.5.
1.5 get you real tiny ones, or you do 2.5 millimeter driver and just
See,
wrap
I'm
it.
always the idiot that uses a dang X-Acto blade, and they always look so wonky. Like I always forget to use my drivers instead.
I mean, I would hate for you to use an X-Acto blade and cut through those wires.
Oh no, I use the back end. Don't worry.
But yeah, I really enjoy this car. It's definitely kind of the purple got me most of all. I really like the purple, so that was fun. Kind of just be able to have all that all at your fingertips, and then it just it's been fun to tinker with. Like I said, I've been the tuning side of things. Like that's been a whole learning curve on its own. So that's just another journey to kind of go on.
Have you
And
had troubles with your bullet connectors coming out?
they back out just a little bit, but I've never had one come out far enough to stop working on me. And the turns I usually crash in, they would push the bullet connector in more, not pop it out. So it works for me.
Huh.
Have you seen?
even
I saw it on Vittorio's car first, but
Mhm.
his little hack for it.
What is it?
It's you
Zip
zip
tie.
tie them
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, that worked perfect actually.
just right
Really?
around the ends there.
Yeah, just a little small one. That's smart.
Hmm.
His magnet placements on the rear look so much better than mine.
You know why? Because they're the short, stubby ones.
I have the short stubby ones, but they have the Macho Man flex on the back end. Remember, it's got the
No.
short post and it's got the long ones in the middle.
Yeah,
They can work on
yours
that
are
body.
yours are not the short ones. You have
Yeah.
like
I have the short stubbies. Oh my! It's
not the
like
last time
weird.
I saw it.
No, well, right now because of the damn EK body, I'm on some like weird setup.
Oh, because
Okay.
you're going up front.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I have to go up front. I have no
Mhm.
choice because of the hatchback.
Fun.
So,
I gotta- Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
since we're looking at your chassis,
Yeah.
capacitors or anything on there, or just running the stocks?
Just there's that one little one in there. That
He-
just came with. I think it
He's
came
on
with the
Hobby
Hobby
Wing.
Wing. Yeah. I mean, I know I could add a bunch of stuff, but honestly, like a lot of it's been just budget minded. I definitely have some nice stuff on there, but all of it's just kind of pieced together over the last year and a half, and I'd say. So I haven't added a lot of the crazy stuff to it.
Brian
I'm
in
not
chat,
But I just haven't.
Brian in chat, how do you like the AccuVant with the Hobby Wing ESC? I kind of want to go that route and give that motor a try.
It's been really, really nice, and I don't know if that's because I went to. I think it's both that I went from a Hobby Wing motor to the AccuVance motor. I think that's like a different. Just they built differently, but going from a 13.5 originally to the 10.5 was a big difference, and that motor is just. It doesn't get hot. I've been going pretty hard on that motor, and I've not been able to make it warm. Haven't gotten it feeling weird at all, and I've just really been enjoying it. And like I said, we talked earlier, the torque and everything's there.
Hoagland 85. sorry if I butchered that. You can run the shocks in front of the tower and lose the standoffs on the lower arms. So he's talking about this right here.
Yeah, there's something there. It doesn't work for me. I know I've had a couple people look at it and then they look at it and go, "Oh no, never mind, I'm wrong."
So you can do it. I've done it.
I just have to remove my extensions on my rear turnbuckles. So my shocks would run right into that There's really not much room there to do anything.
Oh, you're running TK block. Wait,
that-
no. Are you?
No. I'm just running. It's like all the stock Yokomo stuff in the rear, but I've got my. Oh, let me get you in the light.
On the
Or
they
not.
bind on the back end. I remember.
Yeah, it hits
that
on
being a
this
problem
right
with
here.
mine, too.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Okay.
there's not even. I can't even get a finger in there if you can tell. So yeah, unfortunately, no, I can't get the shocks in the front.
Yeah, they bind on my
I
back
can do
end
it.
too.
I've done it. I've gotten it to work, and I like the feel of this better. Like the way the weight is shifting on the chassis like this feels a little bit better for me.
I definitely want to figure out something to make that a little more. I'm sure if I ever did rear arms, or like we said, the high traction arms, and that'd give me a little bit more of a secure mounting position too. Because I know there's a lot of flex in that.
The thing too is that I have those rear arms, and I still have to run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I still have to. I have no choice.
Mm-hmm.
They bind up just like yours on that back link right here.
Yeah, exactly.
They
Yeah.
bind really. Yeah, it just they got caught in the springs, and there's just too much.
Mm-hmm. It'd definitely be nice to get the weight shifted up a little farther and kind of tighten it all up, but just little hits here and there.
Are you ever gonna plan on IFS?
Probably not.
Good
I
man.
talk to people and they don't. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people are indifferent to it, and I just don't want to spend money on it. There's other things I'd rather put the money into.
Chris,
Or parts.
are you running the IFS setup on the ADX?
No,
Okay,
no, I have no intention of doing that.
gotcha.
It looks cool. I know it looks cool.
It does look cool, and I know that if you run a lot of varied bodies on the same chassis, then it's easier to adjust ride height. But
That's the other thing. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I have it. I don't think it works quite as good as a standard position. I think you actually get them better performance from just standard position shock, personal preference, but I'm trying to get maximum performance. So
Makes sense.
Okay, Sean, are you ready to roast everybody else's rig?
Oh, sure. I didn't even think about that.
Okay. Be brutal, be honest, make fun of Jose.
My car's always the worst.
I'm stepping in for Logan here, so I'm ready to fire.
Okay. This is Jose's Outcast Drift, Team Outcast Drift
Got it right here.
2025 livery.
Hey, so okay,
Are we in a time machine?
We're in a time machine.
we're
we've
in
got
a time
TARDIS.
machine. You know what? I couldn't wait to hold back and not pull out that livery and let it sit there for a year. I came to a senses. I was like, let's just do it. Let's just go for it.
You gotta learn to control your mouth then and just let it ride. Don't say 2025. Just know you're gonna be too antsy.
The full idea behind it was 2025. Intention behind it was 2025, and then I ended up dropping the bag on that one.
Yeah, you
I
did.
couldn't wait. It's just I liked it too much. I thought I wasn't gonna like this body as much as I ended up liking it. So
The good news is it looks good. And I actually got to drive with Jose last night with this car on the track, and this car actually does look good on the track driving. So it's pretty cool. I like it.
This is the MST.
no, this is the brand new Pandora EK.
Okay.
Yeah, so they just dropped a line. They dropped a couple Civics. If I'm not mistaken, they dropped an EF and EK. They've had an EG for a while, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that one. They have another Civic that they're dropping to right now that's on pre-order, but this is one of like their newer bodies that they've dropped recently.
And
Oh,
aren't you sitting in Austin's spot?
No, that's DJ's. So I'm DJ on Sundays when he's not there.
You heard
It's
it
just-
here first.
It's always just the pit spot that's open right there. That's like usually the most open, and I like to spread out a lot. That's the problem with me. So I kind of make a mess sometimes with my pits. Like I just start flinging stuff left and right, throwing stuff on, taking stuff off.
Oh, I know all about that. I take an entire table when I have my camera stuff up.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
My
but-
girlfriend comes with. I'm like, grab that spot so nobody else can sit there. I need the space.
Yeah.
I need the table space.
Like I'm gonna need that table space. Pull out your
Yeah.
chassis that
Yeah.
currently is just sitting there. Just leave it on the table. Love
Like-
it. Yeah.
My hole that I sit in basically is like the equivalent of what 6 pit spaces, like side by side.
Probably.
And
okay,
then you
though.
add a
It's-
few
it's-
more
it's
for
good
Ben
use.
and Chris.
It's good use of space.
Okay, so that was the only offering from Jose. Thank
I've got
you.
more.
That's
I've
a
got
fun
more.
style.
Well, I'm choosing to ignore them.
Oh, okay.
For now.
That's fine. For now.
Keep him in check, Adam.
Yeah. So pat.net, I believe, new. We haven't seen this in stream before, or in chat at all. So it looks like we got a pretty standardized Hydra Shark.
That's fun. I like the little stack of goodies on in front of the motor.
The wire
Is that-
placement's pretty nice.
Is that the only angle, Adam?
I think that is. Yeah, we go on to a different picture here, which
It
I mean,
looks super clean from here. He's got
Mhm.
the blaze and a trace vector, and
Mhm.
it's all wired nice and tight. I
that
don't know.
wire
the
truck's
Christmas
nice,
tree.
Yeah.
I like the matching servo on that too. He's got that anniversary edition purple
Yeah,
one.
there's really not a lot to roast there.
Mm. The wheels look good on there.
A good old Yokomo high tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I really do like that wire placement though. It's
That's
really
nice. And
clever.
that little stack of goodies right there is sweet.
yeah, that's just all nicely bundled up together.
Mhm.
Looks
if
good.
you guys want, I did post the Discord link in the YouTube chat. So we are looking at the Roast My Rig section of Discord. If you'd like, go ahead and post your projects there. We talk about them and roast them and do all kinds of fun stuff there. And there's also a whole bunch of other chat rooms in there. Feel free to post whatever you want in there. Just make it like safe for work. Yeah. Like, oh, I'll show you later. My thing about this one is that the battery holder and the everything battery holder about this chassis is not purple.
oh,
yeah,
it's kinda
yeah, that's a
cool.
good eye.
you know what? That's shameful. I can't even look at it now.
Well, no, I think. Well, I think part of it is just the way that the chassis came.
So, yeah, because I got the second Shark we have is there's one purple battery mounted one, and they didn't make you couldn't buy purple individually. You could only get the black battery mounts.
Yep.
So I don't mind it. I understand it.
I don't know. I can't.
I don't understand I know why the colors are there. I don't know why he still has them there. Other than to keep them clean or to figure out which one they were because of the wire run that he has.
The
Other
only
than that-
thing, the only thing I would say is just the placement of the trace vector. It's kind of dangling, sitting right there.
Hey,
But
Is it?
that's
Or
the,
is
you
o-
know,
that's,
in
that's
the
the only thing I
instructions,
can say.
in the instructions it says to try it out in different places because it will change the way that it feels.
Really?
Seriously?
Yeah.
I just threw mine in my controller and called it a
In,
day.
in its broken English, that's what it says.
Why would that make a difference? It's just
Well, if it's
Is it-
susceptible to like some sort of RF interference, right? Or
Yeah,
just
I wonder.
electrical,
Yeah.
like how dirty
okay.
the electric signal is.
interesting. Well, now I got to do that.
No, now you have to try it because you may not like it.
Well, I mean, I have one on my car. It's just I never move it. It just stays in the same place,
Mhm.
and that's where it's always been.
Like
Oh,
I
I
can
went for-
see if it was like close to motor or close to anything high amperage, I can see that affecting it.
I
So,
went
Sean,
with the
have-
Safe for TV servo sticker this time, Adam, just for you.
Oh yeah.
See, so Sean, have you tried the trace vector and the controller out yet and noticed the difference by any chance?
I've
Gone
not
down that rabbit hole.
I have not tried any AccuVance anything on anything yet. Other than the motor, that's the only thing I've
Okay.
touched. And I'm afraid to get into it because I know that I'll get weird and start going too deep.
What about you, Chris? Did you try the Trace Vector and controller a little bit?
I did, and I couldn't. I personally didn't tell any difference, and I've convinced myself that I tell with it on the chassis, but really, I mean, I think it just kind of smooths it out. If anything, it's nothing dramatic that I actually can tell.
Yeah.
The blaze capacitor was what I noticed the most.
I noticed that one when I went to the Turbo Cavalier stock cat compared to the Turbo.
But now the question is, if you went from the Turbo to like the Master or the Blaze, would you notice a difference there?
I tested the Blaze. That's why I went with bullet connectors on my car. I swapped between Blaze and Turbo, and I couldn't tell a difference.
So
You would?
for $40 capacitor versus like
80 some
80.
dollars. Yeah, $80 pretty much. So double in price. Yeah, that's the reason I went with Turbo. The other main reason was that it's red and it matches my chassis.
the capacitor.
The top of the cap is red not the capacitor itself, but the labeling is red instead of purple on the Blaze.
Seriously?
I can be
chose to just
OCD like that. I'm like super OCD like that sometimes. Yeah, but no,
Like-
realistically, from a functional standpoint, I couldn't tell a difference between a Blaze on my chassis and the Turbo Cavalier.
Just give it time. The screening, the words, the text on it will fade away. I can't tell what mine are anymore.
They're just there.
They're just there. They're silver stickers. Okay. I love these and hate them for how expensive they are.
What do these run you?
These are the JSM titanium battery terminals.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
They look fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But I think if I saw them right, they were like $35.
Yeah, I'll stick to the air racing ones with the removable bullets.
Yeah, I always get the 1-ups. Those are nice, but
Yes, I'm using the 1-ups.
yeah. So, which I think are already kind of expensive, but
Yeah.
I guess those
Adam
are
can-
titanium. It kind of makes sense.
Adam
So
has given me those.
Adam,
Yeah,
the biggest roast of that is that I'm looking right past those bullet connectors to all that blue aluminum on that chassis, and I don't even get to see it. I mean, that's what I want to look at.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
pretty
I don't
good.
even care about those. What I care about is all that blue.
I'm past the blue phase. Like
I need pink. I don't know about you guys.
Pink
I
would
need
be
pink
sick.
thing. Yeah,
That
I
was
need
the
cosplay pink
D3.
everywhere.
The
See, I've
D3
already-
had all pink.
yeah, I've already done all pink. I've already done all blue. Like I'm past it. I'm done with
Gold?
those.
Maybe gold come in there.
Gold would be silver, polished aluminum.
Yeah, polish would be nice.
Polish would be sick.
Polished seems like way too much work.
Just polish your car every
Not
day.
just your mother's
Yeah.
mag polish, just clean
Yeah.
it.
And then with a microfiber towel, just
Yeah.
hand polishing it.
I just want more options than black, red.
Red and purple. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't mind it because red's my favorite color. So
So Chris, what you're really saying is that you're an R31 or a GRK guy,
No.
because GRK like offers all of that.
I wish we had more green. Wish we had more green.
Green's cool because you can mix green and purple parts, and that'd be a fun little mix. If you want it. You see it all over, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is Galen.
My roast is the fitment on the back end.
But that's Bulldog style, right?
No. I'm talking about the ride height.
Oh.
Now we're talking about ride height.
Hey, but this is a trophy picture. We don't know if the battery's in there or not.
You're right. The batteries do make a big difference with photos.
I was never a fan of this body though, because it's got so much going on.
I can, yeah.
A lot of louvers.
Mm-hmm.
See, even like the purple one that I have, the Z or is the Origin body kit one that just came out from Pandora not too long ago too. Like even that one, like you said, it can be a little too much. Like I love it, but looking at it now, yeah, it's a little much.
Coming in from in chat, Hungus Dong. or Christian. He wrote a chat underneath this. Got this chassis for $100 and decided to give it some love. Without the body, chassis weights.
That body's pretty sick.
Lexus is cool.
Yeah, body's pretty sick.
Yeah, that's nice.
The YD2S
It almost looks like the one that Austin had.
from Jake.
Yeah. Almost looks like that one. I don't think it is though, if I'm not mistaken.
This is what happens when you don't swap out your springs. These are like stock MD1, MD2 springs on the rear.
Stubby.
Just completely compressed.
Yeah.
Oh, my guy. If you're watching, get some ball cups. Or get some actual ball studs there. They work
Ooh.
better.
And is that upside down? Is that upside down?
What?
The bottom of the pad right there.
Wait, what? The what?
The wording, I can't read it on my screen. It's
Oh,
not-
Oniseki? The
Yeah.
capacitor?
Yeah, it's upside down. It's just the placement of it.
So this capacitor, it doesn't discharge as fast as like the AccuVent stuff, but man, does it have capacitance. Like it'll keep your chassis on for like 10 seconds.
Got some nice engraving on it too.
Yeah, okay, so Oniseki does have like my favorite type of like theme. Like their Hanya chassis looks absolutely gorgeous, but it's just the fact that it's not that great. not the chassis, because the chassis is basically a GOM. But all of their electronics are a little bit lackluster.
If I'm not mistaken, if that's an Oniseki ESC2, isn't that? No, that's Hobbywing. That's Hobbywing. That's Hobbywing. But isn't the Oniseki ESC also made by Hobbywing? Or it's the same?
You can use the
Import.
same program card on it, kind of. There's a lot of things that are missing from it. That's for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, if you got this for $100, good on ya.
Fun
Like-
project.
The slide rack itself, like in its entirety, is worth $150.
I've seen some deals too. You could find like the
I want
last
that
one,
servo.
some nice stuff up there.
I want that
You don't want
servo,
that
yeah.
servo, Jose.
I want that. I just want the cover. I
Yeah,
want
just the
case.
cover. Don't.
I just want the case. I just want the. I've been on the hunt for an anniversary edition for a while now.
Yeah, don't actually want the anniversary edition,
Why not?
because those are the ones that had the problems.
Oh, do they? Okay,
Mhm.
never mind. I'll just stick to my standard one then.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just
That
slap a
was a
sticker
working
on
art.
it and call it good.
I have the Gundam servo cover on it.
Was this Marcus's?
I want to believe so. Yes, that's that YD2. I call it the YD2 SE.
I mean, it was an R when you got it. Yeah.
No, it was just like how you looked at it. So basically, it's a YD2E deck, upper
This
and
isn't-
lower. And
This is an S.
it's an S trans.
Yes.
Is it? I was
It's
told
an-
it was
it's-
an E.
It's an S
Oh.
trans. The motor is high.
See, that looks like a
That's
solid
a-
retro car.
It's got the Racing motor plate, the high motor mount plate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why
Okay.
that's why it looks like that. Yeah, it's got the he's got the he had the aluminum polished motor plate. The rear shock tower and the front shock tower, both of those are just polished aluminum.
hmm
So there it is complete.
This is your wife's car.
Yeah, it drives surprisingly better than I expected.
That looks like a
Wait,
solid little build.
We went from shark. You were gonna build her a shark.
That is temporarily while she learns to drive, and then we're piecing together the shark.
My girlfriend got the shark right away.
she just threw the shark. That's the thing. I wanted to learn to drive.
Yeah,
Well-
see,
100%.
the only other car I had was a shark, so I'm like, hey, here it is.
There you go.
If I remember right, though, it was the fact that like it was a purple car. She wanted it in purple, right?
She
Jose?
wants, yeah. So, backstory: my wife's actually colorblind, so she can only see certain colors, and purple is the only color other than black that she can see. So, I love red. Yeah, I love red, and everything that I own is like pretty much red in that sense. Like it's my favorite color. But she sees it as in her quotes, poop brown. Everything is poop brown to her. Yeah, so like my car, like my actual real life car, it's got red accenting on it. She sees it as poop brown. Like I can't even see it.
One of my friends from the track's colorblind, and he was always asking, he's like, "What color is my ESC?" So we're always talking about it. And it's like, I get that. It's great though.
Yeah, it's like you ended up with a purple ESC, a red arm here. Somehow you got a green part here. Yeah, but
you just letting that capacitor just dangle there?
No, I fixed it. I took zip ties. I fixed it. I saw it on Friday, dangling there, and I fixed it.
You got to fix that before you post it on Roast Your Rig.
It's okay. Go ahead and roast it. No, but it drives surprisingly well. Or I shouldn't say well. It drives decent.
See, now Adam's going to point it out. It's just right there.
It's just dangling. It's just dangling. But yeah, so she ended up snagging Scott Jarvis on it. And then that Onisiki motor I ended up buying off a buddy, and it was $20 brand new. So he was gonna put it in his car. Yeah, he just doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't drift. He doesn't drift as often as he wants to. So he's like, I just have extra parts laying around. He's like, you want it? $20, just take it.
Nice.
So I was like, dope. It came in handy when I blew up the Fledge because I had a motor the next day.
Yeah.
Adam, is it me or is his soldering getting better?
Yeah,
It's getting better.
It's getting better.
I mean,
My
okay,
soldering-
but granted, he actually has something to solder to this time. Like, so the Fledge. We're
Where
gonna go
is it?
back
Now
to
I
the
have-
Fledge.
Now I have to find it because it's somewhere on my desk
So
of like parts.
because of the way that it was modified, right? There's no good way to like put bullets in it and have it like be good. So we just soldered the wires directly to the motor terminals, which is like they're
Bingo.
hollow for
See, so they were shaved down, and I was soldering just pretty much hollowed up on top of it.
You wouldn't believe how much solder goes into those holes just to like get them filled up.
I used it was a lot of solder.
Sir, you're missing 2 screws here.
You can, we'll blame Lance for that one. I got that one off of Lance.
Nope, this is all on you, boy. Like,
Now it's mine. No, yeah, I noticed that too. I didn't have any.
You posted it on Roast Your Rig without screws. I mean, you're just asking for it.
It's like I said, my chassis are always a hodgepodge and always get the best back end of the stick, the best of it.
You're lucky Logan's not here right now.
Because Logan would be just flaming me with the fire up my butt.
it depends. This is from Jake.
That's a good. I roast the sauce not being. Yeah, I was gonna say the sauce not being open. And
I mean, what is that like the sauce for 3 of those French fries? I mean, what are you gonna do with the rest of your fries?
Realistically, that's one bite for me. That's one bite.
That's not enough sauce.
If you
that's
got
one
one
bite's
on the
worth.
side, you're done.
I'm actually okay with no sauce on fries. Like salt is fine.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
But-
serial killer status over here.
I think this is getting canceled, boys.
Yeah.
But the chicken sandwich.
I mean, it
Works
looks like
good.
a really good chicken sandwich. I bet he really enjoyed that.
Okay, are you guys a lettuce on the bottom type of guy or on the top? Because I'm a lettuce on the top type of guy.
I don't think it matters, man.
I've never even
It-
thought about it.
It matters to me. For me, my food has to be like just perfectly built together.
Because it's on the
yeah.
bottom, you get smashed by all the hot stuff more than it would be on top. I don't know.
Because the bottom, I usually put all the sauce, so it hits my taste buds first, and then when I chew, the lettuce rolls in with the rest. See, there's a lot. There's a science behind it. Yeah, there's a science behind it.
Pickles
Wait,
on
when
the
you're-
bottom for me. I know
Pickles
that.
on the bottom too. Yeah, pickles and sauce on the bottom, so it just hits you with the flavor.
I'm
These
sick.
are things when you think about when you're just as big as I am. Okay.
This is the party wagon, apparently. This is what you shove Team PDX into as they
That's
travel.
what I need. I need that to travel too.
Hey, that's a 4. That's all that matters to me. I love it.
That's all that matters.
I got nothing to say with that. As long as it has good safety equipment so that my boys make it back in one piece, I'm good.
And some storage.
Ford's
And
pretty
some
good with their safety equipment. There's the
Okay.
other brick.
Oh, that's
Here's Jose's other thing.
That's my RDX Koi
Oh,
deck.
that's a koi deck. Dang, look
Yeah.
at that. That's a hot boy right there.
You're going in the right direction. Let me tell you that.
but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I really am not liking this Hobby Wing stuff. I kind of want to we go back to AccuFans.
Jose, Kenny runs that same exact setup with the same ESC, same motor, and you know he kills it all day.
I'm gonna have to get his 2 when he gets back.
Wait. Doesn't
wasn't
Kenny run a
liking it.
13.5 though?
No, it's a 10.5. He just has a torque rotor.
Yeah, this is a 10.5 in it.
But is it a stock 10.5?
Yeah.
No, not Kenny's.
It has a
Jose's.
torque rotor.
I'm pretty sure this is the stock rotor in it, so that's probably what I need next.
Yeah,
I
because
heard that these motors are kind of without a torque rotor.
they're trash.
Yeah,
I think they're trash.
that's what Cameron
Because-
texted me too. He goes get a torque rotor or just go buy another
Chris.
top line motor.
Honestly, I don't know. I have one in my other car. I run it without a torque rotor. I just don't think it's that big a deal. I mean, it just
float on the D cell. It floated too much for me.
It
is very floaty.
I just turned my drag up a little.
Yeah, but then you're using drag brake.
Yeah.
Like,
And so when I finally got the Rev D motor, and I used the Hobby Wing ESC behind that for a long time. I mean, I don't know. Hobby Wing gets a lot more hate than they deserve.
That's the beauty
it's
shot.
good stuff.
actually, I think it's the other way around. Like, Hobby Wing is actually more so glorified by like racer type, like those guys.
Yeah,
Like,
I know-
Hobby Wing all day long, right?
Big with the crawler guys too. I've noticed.
Well, and even like
Now it is.
Hobby Wing is like all around, right? You can use Hobby Wing in whatever, and it'll run the thing without any question.
Mhm. I remember
I do
Call of
think-
Duty Tekken.
Deacon too.
Hobby Wing was always like the budget option, but I feel like they're like the last few years are now like the option for a lot of the race stuff for sure, like you said.
Yeah, Hobby Wing used to the budget option. It was because it was always known as running like the Orion, like
Yeah,
It came
the
out of this-
racer stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
LRP.
it came out of the same factory as Orion,
Mhm.
which then did all of the other stuff. That was the same time when like Speed Passion tried to make their comeback with their like Reventon and their Reventon Pro,
I
which
remember
were actually really cool, but just
just kind of behind the time. Yeah,
I just love the way that deck looks on the bottom.
that's so clean.
It's a beautiful deck. Like I said, I'm determined to make this thing drive well. Like it's
I
like
mean,
whatever it
it's-
takes.
It's an RDX, Holmes. It just
It
you don't
I
get
gotta
to
try one.
change anything. You
You're
don't
gonna
get
You're gonna get me to get one, dang.
put it on the track and then dial in your electronics and you're done.
But do you guys know who makes that deck by any chance? Adam, possibly? You probably
I
know
think
the
it
answer
was
better
a
than I am.
I think it was a DES chassis.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
DES.
Okay, because I was gonna say I kept looking online left and right, and I'm like, who the heck makes this deck?
It's
I couldn't
DES.
find it.
You can
DES.
get it from Rockbait Racing.
Yep.
Rockbait.
Yeah, they're on Facebook under Rockbait Racing.
Okay.
This picture looks too good to be real.
That body just looks really clean with that livery.
Like I look at it and I almost think like out of Car X or a setup.
Is it is it photoshopped up on the front? The headlights, they're too crisp. The lines are just too.
It could
too-
be the 3D. What is it? Somebody makes like 3D stickers that are like really, really like high detailed. I think it's Overdose.
Those are
That
probably
makes-
buckets, like actual buckets.
I don't
Could be
know,
buckets
even
too.
on that front wheel, it looks like a real photo. I think it's all
The
legit.
paint line is insane on that.
It's like car
That's a
photography mistakes 101, where
Yeah.
you have like your f-stop all the way open and all you do is focus on the front bumper.
That's the money shot right there.
Sorry, what,
But like,
Chris?
look at some of the stickers sit on it. Almost looks like it might be touched up.
Yeah, I think it's like a real base, and then they went through and sharpened a bunch of stuff, add some lines. It looks clean though. It's like,
Yeah,
a,
I mean it's
like a real car.
sick.
Yeah.
It's super sick.
Except for that rear bumper.
Oh, come on, that thing looks cool. It just needs a little muffler popping out.
Oh yeah.
Cut out for the
Then
motor.
then it got rough.
Cut out for the motor.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a cutout for the motor.
I can't tell. The
Okay,
photo's
that's
making it
okay.
kind of hard with the glare.
I know that
Those are-
it is a thing.
Those are definitely buckets, though. You can tell on the backside they're buckets.
Mhm.
How do you put in that much work on your body and then chop the back bumper off?
I wonder if he's copping like a full size car. I've seen that. I know it gets weird though.
Now you can't even comp it.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you can.
You
Just
can. I think it's
not at Super G. Actually, it still might be legal. We don't know that.
you
I
can
haven't
still
checked
run.
it.
You can
Cool.
run
That was-
bumpers, can't you? For SEC.
It's
Like to a certain
they
length.
gotta
It's-
hit the limit. They got an actual height that you gotta make.
yeah, it's like
Some guy in front of me
30
last comp get called out on it. He had to go cut some plastic out of something and tape it on.
I think it's
It
like
was
30
gonna be-
millimeters or something like that.
Take a whole bunch of masking tape and just start making a bumper out of it.
Yeah, it was just
What?
like it was like a one of the guys I saw used a cardboard box too on one of them. They
Oh,
cut
really?
cardboard and taped it onto the body to kind of fill out that
that gap.
section.
We thought we were gonna have to do that on Kenny's Altezza, but I think he
Barely.
just squatted the suspension a little bit and made
Right.
it
And it cleared
Yeah.
just enough.
What is Jake's not even taking pictures of his own chassis anymore. He's just kind of like blurting other people's chassis. So we've got a pigeon.
Well, that's a little-
This was at 8:07 p.m. So this was, you said they're at Rolling Garage right now.
Yeah.
The pigeon's a
Fun.
very.
Is that the blue that we were saying that I was saying I wanted to see? Is that it?
No.
Okay.
The blue that I believe you were looking at was an MD2.
That's the MC. The pigeon's an MC1, correct? Rear end.
I like
Pi-
carbon
pi-
piece.
pigeon is a YD2.
YD2. The YD2.
What is
I like
this?
those wheels.
This is a
Is that a Rhino?
it's a DDSS. It's a YD2Z. I want to
It
say.
looks like an LTS almost.
Well, only by nature of the
Yeah.
high battery, but
Yeah, that's the only thing that's giving it off for me. It's an LTS. I like those wheels though. They look like they're almost hydro dipped.
they probably are. Well, no, because the I don't know. They might be. It looks like there's text there.
Yeah.
It's an LTS
Oh,
with
yeah, that's pretty
DDSS.
Which are those
Okay, so
already head
actual
shots on the
LTS.
front?
Or they could be
Those wheels are
Yokomo like
Stock
YD2.
Yeah, with the plastic ones.
It's a drift well build. I like it.
Yeah, it probably says Driftwell.
Yeah, and the wheels, that's dope. That's
I was
Oh,
gonna
there-
say it
there
up
you
on
go.
the dash. I was gonna say
Driftwell.
up on the dash.
But no magnets, all the Velcro.
Hey, I feel like Velcro's making a comeback.
I've seen a
No.
lot of it lately. I have.
Who was on last week that said that they only run Velcro, or was that the week before?
I'm so mismatched in so many weeks right now.
It looks like Austin broke something.
Yes, somebody was saying they only run Velcro.
Or bought something.
Austin either bought something or broke something. I can't tell.
Bought something.
Bought
Rear
something.
uprights.
Oh, he got the Rev D uprights. He got rid of the Final Form ones.
This
They
is
must
a
have-
great upgrade because you're allowed to run a high and a low position on the arms. So you do have adjustability there.
Yeah.
Surprising that he never upgraded those, and surprising that he didn't also get the Rev D rear arms.
He has the rear arms.
Ooh,
doesn't
big
he?
mistake.
No,
I'm
he
telling
doesn't.
you firsthand, should have got those. Should have got the arms.
Well, I mean, it's an MC1. It's the right thing to do for this car.
Those arms,
That's a
like
roast.
those arms, make a huge difference though on those chassis, or just on any chassis. Sorry.
That's a roast.
And that's a roast.
That's a roast.
What do we got? A fully polished DDSS.
For me, it's that front
Woo!
bumper. That front bumper.
You're gonna take the time to make it look that sexy, and you're gonna leave that Hodge on there for a bumper.
Wait, no, I feel like we've seen this chassis before. Is it?
Drift well.
Yeah.
3D
That
printed
battery
tray. The 3D
Damn.
printed battery tray. What is?
Yeah.
Is that an elastic? Kind of like. What is that holding?
Yeah, it's like a real weight shift. Probably wiggles.
Probably, yeah.
My thought, yeah.
This is the
Multiple
LP86
wiggles.
before the LP86.
Using inertia, get that inertia going.
So I don't know
Inertia
if this is camera fisheye at work or not.
Probably.
The rear
It's gotta
camber.
be. That's got to be a camera. Reverse camber.
Oh no.
I will say that polished aluminum
Here we
is pretty slick.
I think this is what we saw last week. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. The samurai.
Okay.
What's
Oh look,
that?
it's Judd.
The-
Because
Mm,
he's the
Beast
only
mode?
one.
RDX?
Yeah, it's
that's not Judd. That's Kenny.
Oh, with the
That-
low motor beast mode.
That's,
low-
that's
low
Kenny.
battery.
He's low battery beast mode. That's Kenny. Because look, there's
Oh.
the hobby wing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's not a Rev D motor.
Hey Kenny, when you get back, if you're watching this, I'm gonna need you to help me tune this hobby wing system. I'm gonna need that
Is
tune off of
Kenny,
you.
Kenny doing also Rev D rear?
Looks like it.
They're all going Rev D rear. Nice.
I already did it. It's already been done.
I've got a
They're
set
late-
waiting to go
They're
in.
late to the party.
What is this?
Well, that's
oh,
He needed to do that.
huh?
That's good. He needed to do that.
I wish
He's at
Rev
the-
D parts didn't
that's
spike
fair.
in price. Like, it's crazy.
Ooh,
You-
dual motor
you-
placement
You
transmission.
need-
Am I looking at that right?
Yeah. Do you know what it's from, Jose?
No, not at all. That's a crawler, isn't it?
Like an Emax or something?
It's an Emax.
Yeah. How funny.
2-speed
Actually, that one's
trans.
in the garage.
He's gonna put it in a drift rig.
Is this mile high?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, I figured. It's like I figured. Shout out goes to Mile High though for doing some wild things. He's always
Yeah, he is
experimenting.
captain of the RC Hold My Beer.
Oh, 100%. You think it's impossible? Watch me do this real quick.
Yeah.
Here. We've got Jory,
I like the body.
Body's nice.
America.
I like the body in the
America.
back a little more than. There we go. Yeah, I like that body a little
Is
more.
it because it's a GR?
No, it's not at all. I'm just not a huge fan of the heavy blue.
Is it because of the dice?
Shh.
I mean, the dice dump.
I like the dice. The dice look cool.
So what do we got? We've got is this an MRX
It looks like an MRX.
and a TTO2 conversion?
I really want to get one of those TTO2s just to mess around with it.
I think if you have one, it's a great experiment.
Yeah, just that's all I want it for. It's not like just to experiment.
There's about
what it could
3
do
or
with
4
an MR.
guys that go out and run laps together with them, and it looks like cool. It looks fun.
Yeah.
Like the price, kind of the fun of figuring out how to make it work. It looks cool.
Yeah,
So
the MRC kit, it's not that expensive. It's under $100 to do the
Mhm.
conversion on it too.
And a
The
bunch
funny
of people
thing-
have them sent around.
If you're going out and buying a TTO2, pay attention to the actual chassis or like the body, because the prices on the chassis of the kit varies depending on the body because of
Really?
licensing.
Oh, that makes sense.
Like the GR is like the cheapest version of the TTO2.
Okay.
So now you know. We got Chris. YD2ZX. I think.
Trudeau?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say if this is Trudeau, I was gonna say this seems new.
He wouldn't do this. He has an RDX too. But man, oh man.
Whoa, what is going on there?
A 550 is what's going on there.
Amazon no, yeah, no, no. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an Amazon server.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm honestly curious how it works.
I've heard like hit or miss things with some of those servos.
So
Some of them are like decent, some of them are just like impossible to drive.
The cool thing though is because of the 550, like any servo works because you can control the dampening from the gyro
Yeah.
and you can kind of like tune it in and out that way.
I mean, as long as it's fast enough.
Yes. Very much so.
Got shot.
Is it it's an RD? It's an RD.
Yeah, that looks like an RD trans.
Well, and the battery mount too.
Really, I thought it was no, yeah, you're right. I thought they were still doing the slide rail things on the RD. I wasn't sure if they were still doing that.
That's a solid build.
Driftaholics. West Side.
Driftaholics.
West Side?
Fun
Is that
thing.
is that A Plastics GR86? I want to say.
I don't even know.
I think it's the A Plastics ones without the body kit.
Yeah, it looks.
Looks like the A Plastics one.
Mhm.
Could be wrong. Could be very wrong on that one.
Hold on, let me clean my tabs here.
Yeah.
I should pay attention to my memory usage. Take
Oh,
a look
no.
at Task Manager.
Hey, let's skip this photo. We don't speak of this, okay? This is how I got it. This is how I got it. That S trans cut up to fit on the E.
Okay. West Side Driftaholics and what? Yeah. So yes, A Plastics GR86 and West Side Driftaholics from Puerto Rico. That's cool.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I figured. I thought it was the A Plastics one.
Closer. The livery is cool. I dig the livery.
Is that hollow? Is it like a holographic?
Looks like it is.
The banner across the top is. Some
I
of the
like
stickers
license
are.
plate. The license plate's 3-dimensional. It's very scale.
that's
I like
what
that,
gets you.
Hey, that's just that extra touch. Little Florida plate. That's cool.
Oh, it
Street
sticks out
plate.
too on the lettering. Oh,
There's a cool one that does it for some of the crawler events I've been to here in SoCal. That they'll print custom plates for each event, which are really cool, and they put them on
Right.
with a raised piece of plastic. They're pretty cool little ideas.
I'm really digging the holographic libraries that I've been seeing lately. Someone in our
It's the year of Hollow, man.
Benny got one.
Benny's rolling one now on a black car, and it really pops on the track.
He's got that. It's a livery from Fused.
Oh yeah.
It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay, that concludes Roast My Rig, which we actually haven't been able to do for a while. So, good to clear those out. Finally. And if you are new to the Discord, check out Tuning References. That's where we post like some things that are good to know in terms of just regular tuning. There's a regular picks place there as well. Yeah, all sorts of cool, fun stuff. Like this whole cool big event that happened over at Elite. Check that out.
Wow.
USA versus Canada.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a lot of bodies.
I need to.
It's a great turnout. Yeah.
I want to ask like Sebastian and see if. Yeah, I need to see if he wants to do a show. That'll be a fun show if he does. Look at the rhinos.
The Rhino Max. Rhino Max. I want a green.
Oh.
I'd love to have a green one.
This is all Rhino Max. Or no, this is all Rhino. Rhino
Mhm.
Racing.
It's all sharks and Rhino Maxes.
Rhino Max is cool. That'd be
I
fun.
wish I could afford a Rhino Max.
I mean, they're not much more than a shark build, if not cheaper. So I've seen them like at least before. I guess they're getting a little harder now.
Yeah, the problem with them is that
parts.
people pull out the I know what I have card
Yeah, true.
and they
True.
like overprice it, and then you'll see one sell for like really cheap for like quick.
And you're like, oh no, I missed
Yeah,
it.
and then I missed it,
Mhm.
and then it's like, and then the next guy's got one for like $1,600.
I've
Last
seen
guy
how
sold
they're
one for
going.
like $900. Yeah,
I've seen like $300 for like a regular, like a just a roller. I'm like, that's crazy. And like,
Yeah.
Then the next one I see it's like $750. I'm like, nah, not happening.
yeah. It's like no, I'm not doing. I'm not paying this price.
Mhm.
All right, you guys. So that's pretty much all that I have for here, or at least for pictures and whatnot. I did want to give a small update on in terms of like Futaba turnaround stuff. So they, as far as like receiving the GYD 550, they received it, but they still haven't told me anything about it. What my
Weird.
worst case scenario is that they're gonna be like, oh, we need to charge you for test benching, which I think is absurd because it's a brand new product.
Like I just got this out the box.
Yeah, it's like I got it out the box, it don't work. I tried it, friend tried it, it's been verified that it doesn't work. Other biggest fear that could happen is that they plug it in, they make sure that channel 3 works, and that's all that they do.
That would be. I had a servo for a crawler that same thing happened. I sent it back to them. They sent it back to me saying it was working. Still doesn't work. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
How does it work?
Yeah.
Now, hindsight about all of this is that Kevin actually gave me the chance to be like, oh, do you just want your cash back? And I should have taken it.
Is that
'Cause-
still an option?
I doubt it. Because, like, the whole idea was, hey, Kevin, just buy me a new one. And then he would work out the return process. So he talked to A-Main, he talked to Futaba Direct, and they were both like, yeah, you need to have the customer send it in.
Damn.
So hopefully everything turns out in like in the end, but it is what it is. Yeah.
That's always tough.
That's rough. Yeah.
Other random things that I've run into. Yeah. So Jose, remember when you asked me like what have I done this week? I've done a lot.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so random story, and I'll just finish up with this. Well, two things actually. One is if you have a Secret Labs chair and it's like old, where like you have the old armrests, they gatekeep that crap. So, like
No.
the little cushions
They
here,
want us to replace
Yeah.
them.
here, these things, right? You can buy them for like the last generation and the current generation, but you can't buy them for the generation that I have, which I got for I got my chair used for like $175 or something like that, which for a Secret Labs chair is a very far stretch from the $560 that they want today, right? So I'm like, okay. But yeah, so I talked to their chat, their customer service, and like super random. It's like, do you have the original purchase information or like anything like that, right? I even asked them, would a serial number from the chair like be proof enough to show that I have this chair? They're like, no. They need an ownership transfer for a chair.
For a chair.
I would tell them.
All right, yeah,
go
they
screw
need a bill of
themselves and connect
sale.
me to a manager. Legitimately, I tell them to go screw yourself. Connect me to somebody who's got a higher position than you, because that's ridiculous. We're not talking about cars here that have pink slips and go through the government. If they're
Right.
to
That's like
chair.
Tesla. That's like Tesla.
Oh, I'd be livid.
When Tesla, I don't know if you guys follow YouTubers and stuff like that, but Rich Rebuilds, he was trying to fix his salvage title Teslas, and Tesla was doing the same thing, gatekeeping basically. They would not sell him any parts, and I mean any parts, to fix his car on his own.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And I've ordered companies and been like, hey, I got this old for camera stuff. I've done this. There was an old bag I had. And I needed dividers for it. And I was like, you guys have any dividers that would fit? Like, yeah. What's your address? They sent me like a box of dividers for a bag today. I was like, "That's the best, thanks." Like it could be that easy. It really could.
Right.
That's
But
great for a chair.
luckily, the version that you can still buy, like from their updated chairs, you can still fit these. Just a little modification to the chair is all.
That's good then. That's good.
At least it works out in the end.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you got to get your chair license that needs a plate. Maybe some tags or something.
Are those tags up to date on that chair, Adam?
I know, right?
Your chair
No, they're not.
Everyone needs to make sure it's safe.
If anything, I have a wrap on this chair.
It's like oh they're gonna start asking you for like the fucking excuse my language, the 4-year social, the last 4 years.
I know, right?
Right.
Tracing back like numbers.
Crazy.
Like you need to give them your whole social security number just to buy this dang chair.
Right. And then the last thing I want to finish up with, again, totally random story. That has nothing to do with drifting. But so when you fix something and then you end up breaking it again, and then you're like, "Ah, darn."
My pledge.
You're fine.
My pledge.
So we're taking care of my sister-in-law's like their house, their chickens, all their stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they also have like a little 125cc like SSR
Pit bike?
motorcycle. Yeah, pretty much, right? So it's super fun when it works. Last year, one of my nephews was on it and like just fell over on it, broke the clutch lever because it was just made out of like cast iron or steel or whatever cheap thing, right? Just because it's a cheap bike. Well, what happened is like I get on Amazon, buy the lever, replace it, ride it around, all hunky dory. The next day I get out, I get a little bit more confident on the bike, right? Well, we had built this chicken fence and like it's there, and I'm coming around this corner and I totally forget that the chicken fence is there.
Oh no.
So I'm almost blowing through this chicken fence, this wire, and like I don't take it out luckily, but I broke the clutch lever.
Oh no.
So lo and behold, Amazon comes in clutch again. Puns all intended. But yeah.
I mean, as long as you didn't turn into the Kool-Aid man there for about a couple seconds.
Oh
that's all
yeah.
that matters.
No, I think I turned into Stretch Armstrong.
I thought the story really was going with him in the chicken coop. With
I
the
did
chicken.
too. I was gonna start start calling him the Kool-Aid man after that one. But
Yeah.
no, he didn't quite frankly turn into the Kool-Aid man there.
No, not at all. So yeah, lots of things have been happening for me this week. Like learning how to raise chickens, like when they need to go out, all that fun stuff. How to handle chickens, how to lots of
Word of
country
advice: stay away from the rooster. Just stay away from the rooster at all costs.
So random. You want another random story?
Let's
Specifically
get it.
about a rooster?
Hit me with the random stories.
Okay.
He says, speaking of rooster, you want to
he's like, I got a story for you about a rooster.
So my brother-in-law, we're going out to basically kill the rooster because it's doing not good things for the rest of the chickens, right?
Yeah.
So he has this bow. He has my sister-in-law's bow, but the arrows that he's using are just regular practice tips, like field tips, not broadheads or anything like that. So I see him, he shoots it, he hits, but the arrow goes straight through, right?
Oh no.
And we still have a running around chicken, or like going around. So he does this 2 more times. The second one goes through and the third one sticks. And just for the longest time, we have like this rooster running around with an arrow sticking out of it. So we have to wait. And man, so like Rasputin comes to mind. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, I'm done telling stories. So thank you everyone if you're hanging out, if you're here with us. Maybe like and subscribe the things. Yeah, do that. Sean, where can we find you on the socials?
Sean Lewis Media, same thing as my YouTube. I know you linked it down below, so thanks for that. I appreciate that.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh,
Probably
just your...
did. Or you just said it in there, somewhere in there. Same thing as my name, though. Yeah, just Instagram and here on YouTube is where I post mostly. Facebook too. But that's about it.
Right on. Well, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. It's
Thanks
been
for
fun.
having me, guys. I appreciate it.
How was your first live stream?
Fun. Yeah, it took me a minute to figure it out and get comfortable, but honestly, yeah, I could see why you guys do this so often. Pretty cool.
Just imagine the next one that you'll do that's not with us will probably be way more organized for some reason or another.
I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see.
I think we should just, appreciate the fact that I didn't crash this whole stream on like the first time.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was great. That was terrible.
I had a camera die, so I got to figure that out next time. So that's a little learning curve.
No, the first time I was on, it just kept like booting me out of the stream. It would just freeze and then boot me, freeze and then boot. It was like every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Well, I mean, when we had Chris on the last time, he was up at Hood. Like, are you there now? Like,
no, I'm in the valley now. That's why it's much better.
Yeah. Yeah, like pre-stream, I was thinking, I'm like, oh wait, we've got Jose and we've got Chris. Both of them didn't have very good stream experiences last time.
Well, I blame Safari for my crashing last time. Safari does not like Google.
The internet on Mount Hood is not good.
We know.
I'm out, so that's pretty cool.
Yep.
That's cool.
All right. Well, you guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Sean, go ahead and hang out for a little bit after this.
Yeah,
we'll
for
just
sure.
do a little like roundup after we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next week we're off. We have Slammed Enough car show, but we'll be back after that with who is it? It's Raw Concepts with Chris. His name is Christopher Hawkins. There you go. He's the guy that does all the cool cases, all the cool display cases. Raw Concepts.
Oh, the clear ones?
Yeah, the one that John has.
Yeah. Things are sick.
Cool.
All right, you guys. I'm going to hit the button now, so you guys take it easy.
See you guys.